Networks presents the Premier Equipment Rentals pregame show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Vance Palm alongside Matt Alvarez, Brian Adams. Well, it seems like a lot of times after a big game like we had last week, fellas, that everything kind of lets down. The big game between the Golden Hawks and the Drillers, forget that. Next week is here, and it's already here, the Freedom Bowl. We're at Liberty High School. We're the Centennial Golden Hawks. 2 weekends in a row. We're going to have them on TV. Let's go to our captain, Brian Adams. First of all, Centennial, you know, it always kind of gets mentioned. It has to get mentioned. Cody Kessler and company. He's the flagship athlete of this school. But tonight, I think what you want to talk about is his Golden Hawk defense.
That's exactly right, fans. We could talk about Cody Kessler and Sean Johnson all night long if we wanted to. They are the dynamic offensive players. But defensively, Jared Norris and that staff last night had a crack game where they just shut down the Driller vaunted running game. And that's what Liberty Patriots do most, is run with Carson Moyer. So if that group on defense can stifle that running game for Liberty, put them in a pass situation, could be for a long night.
I'll be back to you, Captain. Let's hear what Coach Nixon has to say about tonight's contest against the Patriots.
Very excited about our group. They have a great attitude. They have good work ethic. Really come to practice with a purpose, and that's one of the things that separates this group from groups of the past, is they come every day to play. Our kids are really excited about the win last week. You know, we had a great week of practice, and we have to build off of that. We have to continue. We know Liberty's a solid football team, and it's always a good fight when we play them. So we have to build off that and have a great week of practice here as well. Oh, we know they're a hard-nosed football team. They're going to run the football, and they have a huge offensive line, and number 22, Carson Moyer, he runs the ball very hard. The quarterback runs the ball very hard, and they really don't want to throw it. They throw it if they need to, but they want to be able to run the football.
Great points from Coach Nixon. Your last point while we were watching that.
Well, you know, Vance, the thing about it is if they can get their running game and their passing game going, Centennial, then it makes it for a long night. So you got to take away something from them, and we'll see what Matt has to say about that Liberty defense.
Number one passer on the planet, Cody Kessler. Number one runner for Liberty Patriots, Matt Alvarez.
Well, first of all, Vance, Liberty's going to have to stop Centennial's offense. Like you said last week, Liberty did a number, Centennial did a number on BHS's defense, but Liberty has a pretty stout defense in themselves, but they're going up against a whole new monster in Centennial. But they counter that with Carson Moyer, who's gone for 1,436 yards and 15 rushing touchdowns this season, Vance. But if the Golden Hawks can contain Moyer, it could get ugly fast.
Back to you in a moment, Matt. Let's hear what Coach Mills has to say about senior night here at Liberty.
Season's kind of been a little bit of a mixed flavor for us. It's been up and down. Hopefully we've turned the corner and developed some more consistency. So the key for us is to make sure that we're able to run the football and control the line of scrimmage. You know, that's one of the things that against great Division I teams we've had a problem with. So tonight's going to be a great test with Centennial because they're the #1 rated team in the section, and I think number 8 overall in the state, and they're one of the best teams in the nation. So we're definitely going to have to control the line of scrimmage if we want to stick around in this game. Our defense is getting better. We're working. We got a lot of youth on our defense. We start 3 sophomores. We start a couple juniors, a couple seniors. So that's one thing that we're trying to get better on is our tackling and practice. And we're going to have to be able to tackle tonight. You can't go up there with just one arm and try to tackle Cody Kessler. He's big, strong, and he's the best doggone quarterback that I've ever seen in high school football. Number one key for us is make sure that we control the football. We talked about Cody Kessler just a minute ago. We need to limit his snaps. He needs to be on the sideline. So we have to have ball control, and we have to win on the time of possession. And we need to score every single time we get the football because they're very good offensively.
Thanks, Coach Mills. Well, Matt, I know you have a final thought.
Well, based on last week's performance for Centennial against BHS, you know, a lot of people around town are expecting this to be a bit of a blowout, but don't count Liberty out. Liberty has senior night. You know, they've got something to play for. It's their last home game of the season, so look for Liberty to come out strong here tonight.
Great point. Top rushing game against the top passing game. Centennial versus Liberty, the Freedom Bowl. Never really a big need to get amped up here. Brian, your final thoughts, Captain. We'll finish with you.
We have to remember these are 17, 18-year-old kids, so the chance of a letdown is very possible. And that's what Centennial has to fight against, is having that big letdown after that big build-up from BHS to coming down now, and they can't have that letdown. And that's how upsets happen.
Second to the last week of league, very, very big, important game. For Matt and Brian, I'm Vance. You've been watching the pregame show, high school football game of the week. Get ready, Freedom Bowl 2010.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Get in the game. The Friday Night Blitz is on. Friday Football Extra.
And it's a complete football package on Sunday night after the NFL. FFX Sunday Night Edition. All the scores, all the highlights, all the stories from the gridiron.
Coverage of your favorite school, plus the FFX Game of the Week. Friday Football Extra.
FFX, the Sunday Night Edition, only on 17 News after Sunday Night Football.
Local football action. Get in the game.
Football season's here and I've been waiting all year. Head high, no looking back, no fear, here we go. Pump it up, let's fuel the screaming crowd. Take it all, this is our town. It's Friday night, hit the lights, let's go all out. Hands it on 3, together we'll shout.
The Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals, Audio Visual Plus, KGET Friday Football Extra, Crab Radio 106.1 FM, and Fox Sports 970 AM.
Hi, everybody. What a great night. What a beautiful night. What is this, August? Feels like it's August. November 5th, 2010, High School Football Game of the Week. We are at Liberty High School for the annual Freedom Bowl between the host Patriots and the Golden Hawks from Centennial High School, and it's about 75 degrees here. Brian probably wants to put on his golfing shorts and kick it. Hey, Captain, let's go back down to the grass. What a night for football in November.
Well, Vance, you know, if you're not liking a real football weather person, this is the perfect weather for you tonight. Like you said, it's more like end of August, September. But you know, the one thing too, guys, is let's see how this weather affects any of the kids in terms of their conditioning. You know, it hasn't been hot for a while. But let's see how they do with this up tempo. I think Liberty's going to go a little. I mean, Centennial's going to go a little bit quicker tempo, like we saw them do a few times against the Drillers.
Thank you, Brian Adams, BHS Driller legend, UCLA Bruin. Down on the grass, as always, our captain, and we're also joined by a Foothill High Trojan, one of the great kickers to ever come out of the area, a product now of the University of Arizona, and a rising, budding local media star, Matt Alvarez. Here we go, Patriots will kick off to the Golden Hawks. Last chance for a gut feeling here before the game starts.
Well, like I said in the pregame, Vance, you know, it's a senior night for Liberty. They have something to play for, and who better than to play on your senior night, the last regular season game at home, been the best team in the section here, Vance.
Well, this is a fantastic visual for us up here on the Premier Equipment Scissor Lift. Here we go. Freedom Bowl 2010 underway. The ball is up. It may be a field goal, and it's just shy of going through the goalpost. So Cody Kessler and his offensive crew will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Centennial undefeated this year. Last week we were at Centennial where they hosted the Drillers in the biggest game of the season with regards to the hyperbole, the hypeness of the whole game. You know, now all of a sudden, boom, they're right back against a tough Liberty squad. Here we go. They come right from the sidelines to the line of scrimmage. Johnson just to the right of Cody Kessler. He has 3 receivers out to the right side. They're going to go to Johnson first. Johnson gets to the left side, and already a 10-yard run, 12-yard, 15-yard run. Fumble!
I think Liberty pounced on that, Vance.
Oh, boy, just like that. Johnson starts off with a 15-yard jaunt down the left side. And, Captain, we're looking at it now. Let's let Matt call the replay.
You see on our Audio Visual Plus instant replay, Johnson, a simple handoff to the left side. He has plenty of room, but it was that 2nd and 3rd hit. He broke the first tackle, and the ball was out in that 2nd hit. And who came up with the winning lottery ticket for the Patriots? Nonetheless, it's going to be 1st down and good field position for Carson Moyer.
It might have been Mason Otten, and he's been a stellar player for the Patriots this season. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Otten that comes up with it. 1st and 10, Patriots. They go right up the middle. Well, Brian, you mentioned it would be Johnson that makes the impact tonight. I'm sure that's not what you meant.
You know, Vance, one thing about Johnson, he has not put the ball on the ground too often this year, but funnier things happen in this game of football. When you're having a big rivalry game, those are the kind of things when you're coming as the underdog you need to have happen early in the game. And I got to give a shout out to Brianna Wood because she was my assistant today, Vance, getting the referee card into Bernie and also getting me a water and a lemonade. So
Brian,
thank you, Brianna.
Special hellos right out of the gate. Wow. 2nd and 7 for the Patriots. Wren, the quarterback, drops back, takes a look, fires out to the right side, and it is incomplete, dropped out there at the 27-yard line. One of the things, Matt, that we talked about pregame and this week you and I chatted about, you know, was that getting that offensive game going for the Liberty. Everybody knows about Moyer, but there's going to have to be other players step up.
Well, Cody Wren's the quarterback. You know, you see that ball could have easily been caught there on the Audio Visual Plus instant replay, but Cody Wren's comes into this game 42 of 86 for 611 yards on the season, but only 2 touchdowns through the air, Vance, as opposed to 5 interceptions. So look for them to keep it on the ground with Moyer. He's their workhorse in the backfield.
3rd and 7. Boy, they'd sure like to get something out of this early turnover from the Golden Hawks. 3rd and 7. And it's going to be a timeout early taken by Coach Mills. You are watching Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. We're just underway. We have just started. So what I'd like to do to take advantage of this early timeout, which we rarely get, is thank the entities that get this thing rolling for us every single night. First of all, how about our fantastic production crew tonight, under the direction of Dr. Bernard Johnson. Premier Equipment Rentals. They showed it. That's coming up tonight. I felt like Paul McCartney coming up. That's a tune you don't know, Matt. Premier Equipment Rentals. Thank you. And then what about Audio Visual Plus? Matt calls our replays for us. He's memorized. You probably say this thing in your sleep. Audio Visual Plus. Everything you need for AV needs, including the podium. And then our incredible media sponsors. Boy, they got smart and jumped on this year. Crab Radio and KHTY Fox Sports Radio 970. And who else but Prime Minister Todd Strain and KGET Friday Football Extra. Thank you. Here we go. 3rd and 7. Early goings here. Freedom Bowl 2010. Renz runs to his right, has a man deep, floats it out there, has a man open, and it is caught. Oh, my goodness. What a catch. Brian Adams, that was thrown right at your ankles. That's a fantastic throw. Great catch.
Well, I'll tell you guys, that ball was thrown right there in that corner route. He did a perfect job of letting the receiver be the only guy that can get it. You'll see us coming over on the audio-visual instant replay. He's going to release out, secures the ball, great catch, and now they're in Moyer business now, fellas.
And that was Kenny Davis, the sophomore, Vance, just a sophomore making a huge play here.
That was massive. 1st and goal from the 5. That was such a big play the scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. Now they go to Moyer, just like Brian said, Moyerland. Ooh, almost had an opening, but they stop his progress at about the 4-yard line. Maybe got 1.5. And what a big catch for the sophomore. Wow.
Yeah, Kenny Davis, 5'9", sophomore, 170 pounds. But you see here on the Audiovisual Plus instant replay, Moyer running into his own man, and Cody Temple, big Cody Temple, who might make an impact on the defensive line tonight as well. But let's see, they're going to stick with the run game here inside the 5-yard line, Vance.
2nd and goal from the 4. If you're just joining us, if you're just getting your television a little bit late, actually Centennial received the kickoff to start the game, fumbled on the first play from the line of scrimmage, and here come the Patriots knocking on the door. Play action. Renz goes to his right, has a lot of room. Will he get in? Takes a big hit. He fumbles in the end zone, and Centennial recovers. Fumble!
And you see some of the Patriots players rather asking for a safety, but he fumbled into the end zone. That's definitely a touchback. You see Renz rolling to the right side on the Audiovisual Plus instant replay, and then boom, a big hit there. I think that was Grimes that got his helmet. Or check that, Tyler Thornton with a huge hit. But did the ball break the plane?
I don't know.
Before.
I'm sure our director Bernie can give us one more time. Here comes Renz, and he's coming at the. He's.
Oh, definitely not.
Nope. That is incredible. Camera coverage by who else but Carlos Anguiano. Fumble. Big one at the line of scrimmage. Now Kessler goes to work and throws to Sean Johnson, and Johnson can't handle that one. So a lot of footballs on the ground on this unseemly, beautiful, warm November evening.
Yeah, really nothing in the air to cause the hands to be a little butterfingery tonight, but Sean Johnson just missing that pass on your Audiovisual Plus instant replay brings up a 2nd and 10.
Now they're going to hand it to Johnson. Johnson goes up the middle, and he puts it up to about the 24.5-yard line. So, again, if you're just getting here, a lot's happened in 2 minutes. A lot has happened. As we see in Audiovisual Plus replay, Johnson goes up the middle here. Not a lot there. Gets 4 yards out of it. But if you think about the beginning of this football game, a fumble on the first carry for Centennial, and then Renz gets to the goal line and he fumbles, and now it's a 3rd and 6. Kessler drops back, sees his man, fires, and that's going to be a first down. So business as usual. Oh, incomplete. He dropped it. Coach Nixon all over him. Brian, you just can't script this. You can't script a beginning like this between two well-coached teams.
Well, Vance, right now you got to give guys credit for making some plays. You know, they did a great job of hitting Sean Johnson from the back on the fumble, and here's just a good job of the defensive back driving through and not giving up on the play and strips the ball out. And then on Grimes knocking the ball out on the other play on the Renz and the goal line. So give the players credit for making some plays, fellas.
4th and 6, and Kessler back to punt, and he gets up a decent one, and it's going to bounce at the 50 and takes a good bounce and gets down to the 40-yard line. So here come the Patriots. Wow, Matt, what a start.
Well, back and forth action for sure, but yeah, a lot of balls being put on the ground. That's not what you want to see here from either team. But nonetheless, Liberty in possession once again, just on their side of the 50-yard line, Vance.
And you know, fellas, and let's get this straight off the bat. Liberty's fumble is much more devastating than Centennial's mishap of the ball so far, because that was it's going to be an easy 6 points on the board.
A steal. That was going to be a steal of a touchdown.
Exactly.
Wow. All right, 1st and 10 Liberty. Moyer now tries to get outside. And he gets swallowed up about the 40-yard line, doesn't get far.
Well, not a lot for Moyer happening there as he tries to go along the left side once again. They've yet to try the right side of this offensive line, but you see Moyer just trying to run behind his blockers, and that Centennial defense swarms to the ball, not allowing Moyer much. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Boy, you made a great point, Brian. That's the Golden Hawks fumble, that they'll get it. They've got so much confidence in that great offense. But boy, the Patriots trying to steal a touchdown, get down to the 1-inch line, and that ball pops out. Let's see how they can handle it. See if they can muster something up. 2nd and 10. Gave him nothing on that first play. Renz on an option. He decides to keep, and he gets swallowed up, and probably a loss of a yard or two. So, as Brian talked about, the Centennial defense, they're going to be a storyline tonight.
Well, you're not going to win a lot of battles against Jared Norris, the commit to Utah, the verbal commit. You see Cody Renz here, boom, meets Jared Norris. Or check that, Jared Norris meets Cody Renz rather rudely. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10, as you saw that on the Audiovisual Plus instant replay.
Well, he might have met Jared Norris. It might have been him meeting him.
But Jared Norris introduced himself to Cody Renz.
He welcomed him in for the hit, eh? Senior night at Liberty, and what a story that would be if they upset the Golden Hawks. Renz takes a look on a 3rd and 10. Under 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. Drops straight back, takes a look, has a lot of time, finds his man, and it's complete out there to Corbin Junti, but nothing given as far as a first down. Maybe a pickup of 4, but pretty nice protection.
Yeah, you know, he's getting good protection by his offensive line. Like I said, it's the workhorse on that line is Cody Temple, number 75. You see there in the Audio-Visual Plus instant replay. Just a short little pass, get a little bit of yards, give your punter some room to possibly put it inside the 20-yard line, but you got a dangerous returner back here.
7:22 remaining in this first quarter. Centennial almost gets a hand on it. And ball takes a really good Liberty bounce and ends up at about the 17-yard line. And there's a flag. And what are they going to say? Did they get Kessler on the punt?
That's going to be a personal foul. So that's going to be an automatic first down for Liberty as they got called on the roughing the kicker. And that's going to be number 89, Angel Mariscal, who's the punter for this Liberty team.
Mariscal got hit, not Kessler. Oh, boy.
What a break.
All right, try to think up the first 5 minutes of this game, Brian, how this could happen. Wow.
I mean, we couldn't have, and if you're Liberty, it couldn't have been scripted better except for the fumble on the goal line. But you know, one thing about when you have a good punt returner, and this is one of the things that, you know, the guys up front be leery about when you're rushing that punter, is that when I have a good punt returner, I want to give him as many opportunities to return it back as possible. And if it's going to be a totally clean block, I don't want to go for that.
Great point, Coach. And now a flag on this play before it even starts, so now it's starting to get messy out there. How many kids told their parents tonight, all right, I'm going to the game, and the kids are lining up at the door with shorts and a T-shirt on. You're what? It's November 5th. Pop, it was 90 degrees today. I was out in Delano out in the Great Vineyards. Goodness, where are my shorts?
Definitely some unseasonably hot weather here in Bakersfield, but I might get a little rain tomorrow, a little 20% chance. Better than nothing. Better than a 0% chance of rain.
Is that your weather prognostication?
Absolutely.
Possible 20% chance of rain. I'm Matt Alvarez.
So I have an 80% chance of
sun.
Good weather there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was listening to Matt this morning about 6:14. Oh my gosh! Another flag before the play goes off, and
you know, that's
Ross Huff feels like all of us, and he's the one that committed it.
And that's definitely inexcusable if you're a receiver. You're never supposed to listen to the snap count if you're a wide receiver. You're supposed to watch the ball, Brian.
Well, Brian, they
Thank
get the
you.
first down on the penalty, and boom, now it's 1st and 20.
Well, they gave 10 to 15 yards back. But I mean, thank you, Matt, for saying that. It just makes no sense when you watch it. Even you see it on the college level sometimes. Very rarely do you see it in the pros, because you usually in the pros the stadium's so loud. In college, they can't hear the count anyway, so they're watching the ball.
Now it's 1st and 20. The handoff to the right side, a great ball fake, and it's a good run by Junti. He gets back up to the original line of scrimmage, but such a good ball fake that Renz took the heat and got drilled into the field.
Yeah, he got drilled all right, but that's going to make up some of that yardage back. It's going to end up being a 2nd and 7 after all that. So Junti picking up some good yardage up the right side, making it a little bit more manageable here on this set of downs.
We are positioned right below the Liberty Patriot Marching Band. I say, yeah, sorry, Bernie, we're right above them. They're right below us. And now another flag, and this is going to be on Preston Johnson. So they get a first down, they lose 10 yards. They get a long first down play of about 12 yards to a 2nd and 7. Now they give back 5. Now it's 2nd and 12. Yikes.
You know what I think they're trying to do, Vance, is they're trying to keep this Centennial defense off balance by switching up the snap counts. Unfortunately, the message isn't getting relayed to their receivers, to their offensive line, to their tight end on that play. I mean, something's got to change here on this Liberty sideline.
Well, all 11 of them are in the huddle. Somebody's got to be listening.
It's right. The message is being relayed. You're right, but it's not being heeded. 2nd and 12. There's been a lot of discombobulation to start this football game. Renz drops back, throws to his left side, and it's caught. What a nice pass and a nice reception. And a good play out there by Ross Huff.
So Huff gets a couple of those yards back, and after all that, Vance, still going to end up being a 3rd and 7.
And half of the quarter's gone.
Absolutely. So 5:50 left to go here in the first quarter, and a big 3rd down here inside Centennial territory for these Patriots as Renz over on the sidelines getting the call from head coach Tony Mills.
Well, here's the other thing, fellas. If they can do these kind of drives, they can pick up a first down here
Kill
and
that
keep the
clock.
ball. That's probably their best defense because they're keeping the vaunted offense, the Centennial Golden Hawks, on the sideline.
Kessler's been on the field for about a minute. Renz goes to his right, has a lot of real estate and a man wide open, but he throws behind him and his receiver pays the price. Kenny Davis had to turn around to try to catch it, and all he caught was a helmet.
Oh, yeah, he caught a helmet full of Centennials, number 34. Matt Johns, the senior defensive back. You see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Boom, that's a big hit. That's a punishing blow, and Renz, put his receiver in that position, but nonetheless brings up another punting situation for Liberty, and I doubt they're going to try to block this one.
Wow, I thought they might go for a field goal here.
I couldn't really tell. Was he even past the first down marker?
Very close, a little short. It was short of it. But he caught him in stride. It may have been a first down, but he's about 1.5 yards short of it. Here's a perfect snap for the punt. This time they back off, and he angles it for the corner. And going to be down at about the 12-yard line. So if you're just getting to your television, we'll give you a quick recap. Liberty kicks off the Centennial. Centennial takes it 1st and 10 on their 20. Sean Johnson jaunts for 15 yards and then has the football pop out of his arms. Liberty takes it down at the 4-yard line, and they fumble at the goal line. And Centennial gets it back at the 20, and then they can't make anything happen. They punt it to Liberty. Liberty on a drive again, gets a 3rd down reprieve on a penalty, and still can't make much happen. So there's been a lot happen, except that it's 0-0. Here we go. Kessler back behind center at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10, 5:11 remaining in the first quarter.
They may try to go deep, fellas. Be careful.
Kessler stays on the ground to Johnson, hit hard at the line of scrimmage, and he's gang tackled and thrown down at the 9-yard line. And yeah, you're right, Brian, but and a penalty flag here late. Who's it going to be on?
Looks like that's going to be on Liberty, as you saw one of the Liberty players talking to number 10, Kenny Davis, as we get the head referee making the call. Yep, personal foul. So that's something you don't want to do, as head referee Dennis Matthews makes that call, and that's going to be 15 yards. You don't want to.
He said he was pushing up off of him on the ground. So when he made the tackle, everything was good. When he was getting up, he just gave him a little extra push on the ground before he got up.
Why in the world? The last thing you need to do to give Centennial some more breathing space back there.
That's 15 extra yards tacked on, as you see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Does he push him at the end of that play?
Yikes.
But that was Kenny Davis, the sophomore, Vance. So
makes a great reception. And
they said number 21.
That's going to be Mason Otten. Kessler's going to go to the air. He looks down the sidelines and decides to go out to the flats. Caught at the 30. That's going to be a first down. Still on his feet. I thought he stepped out of bounds, and so did the Liberty coaching staff. A big block to free him, and I think that's going to be a touchdown, Centennial. Touchdown, Centennial Golden Hawks. Boy, was he close on that sidelines.
Yeah, he was. That's Jared Norris, Vance, doing it on both sides of the ball. What a run and what a passing play. And that's, he was wide open down here in the flats, and he made it all happen. Cody Kessler had plenty of time, delivered a perfect throw, and from here on, right now on the AV Plus instant replay, it's all Jared Norris. You see him getting dangerously close to that sidelines, Vance. Just look at how big he is, just breaking those tackles. I mean, he's just running over kids like there's no tomorrow. And then, what a block! An early nominee for the crab. Early nominee for the crab crush of the game, Brody Scott.
So Brody Scott lays out Otten, and it's 7-0 Centennial. And just like that, a 65-yard pass, and Otten gets hammered at the end. Brody Scott says, "Thank you. How do you do?" And Otten is one tough customer, so that's no easy task.
And that's. Brian always talks about how if you're a receiver, if you're someone blocking downfield, you never want to block the guy from behind the play. But Mason Otten was catching up to Jared Norris, so that was a great block by Brody Scott, and a big one at that. That was definitely a crowd pleaser.
Vance, a lot of times, people will say, well, how come this kid is Division I or this kid's not? And you can just tell the plays that Jared Norris is able to make, there's not many guys that make those plays. Obviously he's big enough, first of all, to make the smaller guys fall off of him and miss, but then he's able to run away from him and score. Those are the things that you'll see from Cody Kessler, from Jared Norris, the guys that you're seeing going to these Division I programs. It's just the little things like that separate them from the other players. Kyrie Wilson at Ridgeview, we've seen him. He scores very easily. It's just They just don't seem to have to exert as much effort, even though they are putting in effort. This doesn't look as like they're doing as playing as hard, putting as much effort out.
I hear you. 4:27 left in this first quarter, and Centennial strikes a 65-yard touchdown pass from Kessler to Norris. And what do you have, Matt?
Oh, and by the way, Vance, Cody Kessler's passing yardage just went up by 65 by, no fault of his own. That's,
right.
Jared Norris has made that all happen. Maybe that's why Cody Kessler is so good, because he has those quality players around him.
Well, a short kick, that'll help the Patriots. They get at the 24-yard line and right up the gut. One of their big players takes on everybody.
Well, Matt, it's a combination. When you have greatness, there has to be other. You need one great one or two great ones, and then you need a lot of good ones around them. I don't know whether the sport is, Vance, whether it's basketball, baseball. You put a good with just average, they're not going to be they're not going to have great production.
But you put Pippen with Jordan.
Exactly, and then you put other guys around them. You put two Hall of Famers and you put other guys around them that can play,
right.
Then you have a chance for great things to happen. And right now, these are just a combination of a lot of things they've been doing through the years. They've been building, and now all these kids have been together 4 years. They know each other, and they're confident and they trust each other. That's more than anything what's going on with them, is just their trust for each other.
Ren's out of the pocket, finds his man. A nice-looking play for Liberty, and here we go. Corbin Junti takes it out here, and nice play. That looks good. They're really running this play well.
Well, they are, and Renz is getting plenty of protection from his offensive line, but when he rolls out, he's able to find those receivers. He's hit Jounty now. That's the third time that Jounty's made a catch for a gain that's gone for about 7-8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3 here for Liberty.
Is it Jounty?
Jounty, I believe.
I'm going to listen to Mr. Mack next time. Mike McQuarrie. Did you give him the message?
Absolutely, Vance.
Get his phone number? I formation, hard run right at the line of scrimmage, and I think he might have got it. Looks like a first down, Patriots. And Brian, here we go again. Methodical, plodding, killing the clock. We're taking a lot of time off that clock.
Well, I thought, Vance, that's what they're going to do in that earlier chance on the 5-yard line, is really give him a constant dose of Moyer. Because the one thing about him, I like about Moyer, he's always keeping his feet moving, fellas. So when he gets hit, if you don't really wrap him up, he'll roll off of you, and he just kind of wears you down like we saw him in the Frontier game, and then eventually he'll bust that big one on you.
Right. He's like Walter Payton. He comes looking for you. 1st and 10. First quarter still. Here comes Moyer again. Moyer breaks through. It's Moyer at the 40, the 30, the 20. Carson Moyer, touchdown Liberty. Matt?
Well, Brian, you called it methodical indeed. They go right back to the workhorse, Carson Moyer, and I think Liberty might have gotten away with the hold, possibly right there in the back of the screen. But you see Moyer, once he breaks free, he is off to the races. Nonetheless, it is 6-7 right here, and Liberty's about to tie it up with the extra point, Vance.
Well, Matt, I know one theme that you've talked about all season long, and last Saturday night up at the Hill, you talked about it. Resiliency, answering the call, fighting back, and now the Patriots have tied this thing up 7-7. They answered the call.
Well, they did answer the call. The resilient Patriots. Like I said, Vance, they have something to play for tonight. AV Plus instant replay one more time. Look at Moyer. There's no hole there. Moyer makes it happen himself. Just breaking tackles, covering up the ball, doing a great job. And then it's all him from there. It's looking like a track meet out here.
Can you imagine
Vance.
they score the first one? You have to think about those possibilities only from the standpoint that now their confidence level starting to build a little bit.
Absolutely, Vance. They got this crowd behind them, a huge crowd here directly below us at Liberty High School. Centennial has a great crowd too, both bands going. This is just a perfect high school football atmosphere tonight. Oh, and by the way, there's a great game going on the field.
Oh, and by the way, we could be wearing our Bermuda shorts. 3:07.
I thought you were going to have them tonight, Vance. I thought for sure you'd have showed up in the brown ones.
My little khakis and a little, Well, I keep harping on the weather because last week there were 50-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from the southwest, and that played a role in that football game. Whether you want to admit it or not, it changed the dynamic of that football game. But now it's picture-perfect weather for a great contest.
Yes, indeed.
7-7. Liberty will kick off the football again. And deep for the Golden Hawks, Sean Johnson. And Grimes, and that goes way past Thomas Grimes, so it'll be 1st and 10. Golden Hawks come back out. Wow, what a buzz. What an electric vibe right now.
Well, guys, you know, I mean, this is what you want in a high school football team. Two teams in a great rivalry going back and forth against each other. One gets a shot, other one absorbs it, the other one gives a shot, and they're just going to go back and forth. And these are the kind of games that they've had in the past in this Freedom Bowl where they've really battled each other and played great.
All right, 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Kessler looks over to his right side, has 3 receivers and the running back on his right side. He goes to his right, takes a look, wants to go downfield, has his man, nope. And he was leading Tyler Freeze, and Freeze knew he was about to get hammered as well. So incomplete, and nobody gets racked.
He was not going to go for that ball right there, Vance.
Those arms got real short.
That was law self-preservation right there.
Severe case of alligator arms there on the right side. As you see Kessler with the AV Plus instant replay. You know, I don't know if Freeze would have had much of a chance anyway, but boy, look who was right there waiting for him. It's Mason Otten.
And a pitch out to the left side. Johnson has all his energy and steam rolling behind him, and that's if not a first down, very, very close to it.
Going to be an 8-yard gain for Sean Johnson along the left side. They ran the option with Cody Kessler, the versatile offense. Now they're going no huddle, Vance, trying to quicken the pace here.
3rd and 3. Kessler has Johnson right behind him. Again, everybody out to the right side as far as the set. They go to Johnson. He plows his way up to a first down. He's going to pay the price to get gang tackled, but he got the first.
Good run by Johnson. Good bit of offensive play calling there by Centennial. They go right up the gut with Johnson. Whoa, but Johnson almost got that. Whoa, almost got that ball stripped a couple times. And a good set of hands there on Johnson.
They're going at him, no doubt.
Well, he's already fumbled once. Why not?
2:46 left in this exciting first quarter, 7-7. Kessler looks to his right, fires out. This time it's caught by Freeze. Freeze trying to get to the sidelines, can't. Caught out there. What a nice open field tackle.
Well, that was a great open field tackle.
Stevenson.
By Stevenson on the left side. As you see here, Freeze trying to break free, and nope. Stevenson says, no, you will take that and you will thank me for it.
Oh, really? Johnson right up the middle. He gets tripped up and gets about a gain of 3.
It's going to be faced with a long 3rd down now for Centennial. It's going to be 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8, it looks like. Let's see. They're going to have to go to the air here. I doubt they're going to stick it on the ground with Johnson, but they've got the perfect quarterback to do it with in Cody Kessler.
Devin Stevenson in the program as the junior varsity player. Now he's up top. 3rd and 7. Kessler tested with his offense. Takes a look, goes to his right. He's flushed out of the pocket. Kessler going to pick up the first down himself and gets hit and knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. First down, Golden Hawks.
That's why I didn't have him on my roster, Evan Stevenson. But nonetheless, Cody Kessler able to pick up the first down going along the right side. And, you know, that's the dual threat of Cody Kessler. You see here on the AV Plus instant replay, doesn't see anybody open, so he decides to take it himself. And when he gets in the open field, he's pretty quick. And then you see big hit laid on him on the right side. And it looked like Coach Mills was talking about a hole. It looked like there could have been one in the backfield.
Well, they don't need to complain about a hole. They got to get a defensive end with some containment.
1st and 10. And there's a flag on this play, and if it's delay of game, boy, they got this off the very last second. Starting to get just a tad chippy up there at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, Vance. Let's see what head referee Dennis Matthews says. It's going to be an offside penalty against Liberty.
You know, Brian, one thing about these students over here, they've known each other a long time. They've either played against each other. Well, some of them went to grade school together. Some of them have been playing with or against each other since they were little kids. So no strangers in that football field.
No. There's a lot of familiarity with each other. And I think that's what makes this game so intriguing at times, because they're able to have that good matchup.
Now it's 1st and 5, midfield. Kessler hands to Johnson. Johnson looking for some space, looking for some room. Finally gets up to about the 37-yard line, but another first down. Johnson's starting to warm up those engines.
Yeah, he is up the middle once again. Kessler to Johnson. Smooth handoff. Johnson does a better job of holding onto the ball this time, but he's able to drag a couple Liberty tackles and a big block right there at the very end of the play by Andrew Doherty, the wide receiver.
No huddle offense. Johnson to his left now. Kessler goes to his left. Picked up a decent block from Johnson, but now he's flushed out of the pocket. Throws across the body. First down, and it's caught out there by Michael Martins. So now Martins in on the action.
Well, it's just a wealth of offensive weapons for Centennial with a $1:15 left to go here in the first quarter and all tied up at 7. But you see Cody Kessler, you're right, Vance, he did pick up just a little bit of a block, but it was enough to allow more time for Martins to get open and for Kessler to find him along the left side.
2nd and 4 now. Kessler takes a look out to his right side. He has the triple set out to the right again. He has Martins to his left. 2nd and 4, as I said. He drops back, takes a look, wants to go to the end zone, wants to go to the corner, and just outthrows Martins, but nice coverage back there by Stevenson.
Now the JV call-up getting some work in on the right side, or on the far side of the field, rather, as you see Kessler looking back, has plenty of time. You know, this offensive line's doing a great job of giving him plenty of time tonight, but they're faced with another 3rd down and 4 here.
Big play for the Liberty defense. And as I say that, it's a timeout. So second timeout.
Yeah, well, Stevenson was waving to come off the field, and I don't think anybody saw him. And at the last second, they had to get somebody on the field for him. But, you know, 2 times Cody Kessler fellas have been able to roll out. You have to get containment. And that was one of the things that hurt BHS. They weren't able to contain him. He's able to get outside and make some plays. And you cannot miss him consistently if you're a defensive lineman and think that your defensive backs are going to be able to cover, because the longer they're covering with the weapons he has, he's going to find somebody open.
Somebody's going to be available to him. You're watching high school football game of the week exclusively in its entirety on Bright House Networks. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined, as always, by my partner up on top here of the scissor lift from Premier Equipment Rental, Matt, and down on the grass, Brian Adams. Everybody wanted to know, wait, what's the name of that cameraman that's up there with you guys on your scissor lift? That, by the way, I won't give his last name, but I will give his first name. That's Mark. And I have buddies of mine asking, hey, man, that cameraman's up there braving that 50-mile-an-hour wind last week. I said, well, if there's anybody who can do it, it's Mark. But, man, Kevin was on the other one, and both those guys were looking at each other down the football field saying, are you swaying? Are you swaying? 3rd and 4. Kessler tries to get a first down the easy way with a hard count. Johnson cuts back to his right, has a ton of room, and he's brought down finally by Mason Otten. But a big run by Sean Johnson.
So you got to go back to your bread and butter, and that's Sean Johnson going straight up the middle. As like you said, Vance, things are starting to get chippy. But you see Sean Johnson, just a simple handoff up the middle in the AV Plus instant replay, and then breaks the tackle. But Mason Otten, you know, Mason Otten's very sure-handed when it comes to tackling over here.
Kessler to Grimes. Grimes gets close to the end zone. Fumble! A flag on the play and a fumble. Oh, no. Oh, yes, if you're Liberty.
Oh, my goodness. Well, pending the flag here, we're going to see, but my goodness. There must be some in the air tonight, Vance, because Liberty picked up another fumble. You know, maybe it wasn't the flag. That might have just been the beanbag that the referee throws to indicate a fumble. But you see the ball already out there. You see Freeze going for it.
What a big hit by Otten.
Absolutely. And who jumped on the ball? None other than Kenny Davis.
So the usual suspects so far, the big names coming out in a lot of ways, but here's some sophomores making some noise. Kenny Davis, the right man at the right spot. Brian, you can't overstate the importance of that turnover.
Oh, well, now they just made it even right there. Ooh, what a hit. They just made it even right there on the touchbacks.
Uh-oh, this could be another finalist for the Crab Crush of the week. Watch this. Here comes Moyer on the top of your screen. Watch this contact. Pow! Oh, Norris and Morris and Moyer. Woo! My goodness, what a hit.
Now there's going to be a lot of bruises tomorrow, that's for sure. A lot of icing going on tonight.
2nd and 9. Try to dive right up the middle. Nothing happening there. No action there, but that'll be the last play of the first quarter. You're watching high school football game of the week. Hey, dig this, everybody. At the end of 1, 7-7. Back in a moment with the second quarter on Bright House Networks.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Back here to start the second quarter of play. Cody Wren's looking to his right side, firing over to his receiver, Huff. It's over the head of Huff to start the second quarter, Vance.
Mr. Michael McQuarrie, the public address announcer for many, many years here, an absolutely worshipped and loved man in the high school district as a music instructor and choir instructor, and just a beautiful, beautiful cat. Announcing Bright House being here tonight, announcing myself and Arvin Berry, who I studied under him in choral, and then said Matt Alvarez and Brian Adams, and then
I want to thank Mike personally for that great introduction.
he said, even the driller, Brian Adams. Isn't that beautiful? Even the driller. Well, Liberty's going to have to punt this football on a 4th and 8 as they get everybody set. Football at the 22-yard line. Perfect deep snap. Here comes the punt, and boy, it's a beauty.
That's a bomb.
They put Grimes deep, and it goes way over his head. Grimes thought about picking it up, and on top of that, it picks up a nice 12 to 13-yard bounce. Look at that. The ball back on the 21-yard line. So, Mateo, do the math for me.
That's going to be a...
You start from the 50, Vance, and then you add your yards up.
No,
then you go after that.
I'm not doing that again.
That's what he told us.
I'm just turning it over to the pro. And by the way, Kern County, here's a pro that's got his hand out counting the yardage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's a 57-yard punt, Vance. 57-yard punts. Not bad for a high schooler.
Break it down for the people at home, how they can watch a game and figure out how far the punt was.
Well, you take the yard line that the ball is on.
Not again. Here we go. Come on.
When we have more time, I'll explain it in depth.
Oh, my gosh. No, they got it last week as we were going through the...
Absolutely.
All right, they started off and pitched a nice little pass to Johnson, and Johnson makes a lot of that happen. Matt, he gets that's going to be a late hit, I think. No, they don't throw the flag, but, Matt, that's a 3-yard pass and a 20-yard run.
Absolutely, and that's all because of the elusiveness of Sean Johnson. You saw earlier in that play he was able to get away from Nathan Walker, the trailing defensive end, and you see Walker coming off the field right now for Liberty. But, yeah, he's just so elusive, Vance, and there's not much you could do against that.
Matt Kessler has everybody out to his left side, but they stay on the ground to Sean Johnson. Well, Brian, they are really giving him the work tonight.
Well, Vance, again, I think he's the difference between the teams in the past is they finally have a back that not only can carry the ball 15, 20 times, but he's also a home run back. And that's something they haven't had consistently at Centennial for a long in the time I've been doing the telecast.
Oh, we've got a Golden Hawk that's down, and I think that's going to be Mark Sasso. And Mark Sasso, a very integral part of this Centennial offensive line, and great pillar of protection for Cody Kessler, and he's down, and he's not getting up.
And you see our officials tonight, the referee, Dennis Matthews, the umpire, Dan Harris, the line judge, Jim Lippy, the head linesman, Vance's favorite, Roy Clark, the back
I'm
judge,
a-picking.
The back
and I'm a grinning.
Josh Huber, and in the box, Randy Blay, all members of the Kern County Officials Association, doing a fantastic job week in and week out, and that's good to see as Mark Sasso walking off under his own power to the Centennial sidelines. Back to you, Vance.
Matt Alvarez, back to you. You're very impressive, very impressive. You're good. You got a very good morning voice live.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Matt Alvarez.
You know, our lovely PA announcer here at Liberty also told me that you were very talented in the art of singing back in the day at Arvin High School.
Back in the day? If today means the back in the day, you got it. Kessler goes to Johnson up the middle. Look at Sean Johnson go to work. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he does. He's at the 20. He puts Moyer in a backspin. He's still on his feet. What a great run. It gets brought down at the 14-yard line. Impressive, impressive, impressive.
Oh, what did you see there, Brian? I saw a lot of arm tackles from the Liberty defense.
Well, I saw a lot of wish 'ems. Wish we could tackle him. You see right there, I wished him, missed him there. I'm going to wish him again. But what I like is he changes speeds. He accelerates. Now he sets the guy up, cuts back. You wish you could tackle me, and you wish you could too, but I'll let your last guy get me.
Wow. Kessler takes a look, goes to the right side, floats it out, and it is a beautiful catch. If he makes it, no, incomplete. Oh, my goodness. For just a moment, look at Martins pulled it in.
Yeah, it was a great throw, and he threw it to where only Martins could catch it. And as Martins was bringing it into his body, it got knocked away by the defensive back out there on the right side. You see a beautiful ball in the AV Plus Instant Replay. That's a great ball.
Sure is.
And look who's out there playing DB. That's Cody Renz. That's the quarterback.
And that was awfully close to a reception. Didn't happen. 2nd and 10. Johnson sniffs the end zone, wants to get in, but he's going to get brought down at about the 6-yard line. So what a nice football game we're bringing you tonight. It started off with a big fumble on the first play from the line of scrimmage for the Golden Hawks, and the Patriots get down to the 4-yard line, couldn't get it in. A little back and forth, and then Kessler on a 65-yard pass touchdown. Most of the work done by Jared Norris, and then Liberty comes back, ties it up 7-7. Some more turnovers, and here we are on a 3rd and 2. Kessler going to pitch it out to the left side, and this is going to be a huge hit, and he's not going to get it. He pitches it out to Tyler Thornton. Go ahead, Brian.
I'll tell you guys, he barely missed getting smashed, and 2 Liberty players went right into each other. You'll see right here.
Yeah,
and that really is a perfect form tackle if you want to see how to do it. Just don't want to do it on your own guy there, but here comes a field goal attempt.
All right, that's the old Brian Adams moral victory right there for the Patriots defense. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up, and it is right through 10-7. So I say that sarcastically. Brian doesn't like the moral victory statement, but let's come up with a new name for it, because that's got to be some type of an uplifting vibe at least, Brian.
Well, Vance, how about let's call it better than 7?
All right. You know what?
Those 3 points right there are better than 7 if you're Liberty, because now you give yourself a chance again where if you score a touchdown, you're up 4. But you don't want this team to score, 7 and 7s, because they can roll them off, as we've seen last week. As we're looking at the AV instant replay there, we see the hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, these Liberty Patriots all season long, we saw it against Frontier, and we're seeing it tonight, not afraid to bring it, and that's what you're going to have to do with a team like Centennial. And Matt, you guys weigh in it. You're going to have to smash them in the mouth.
That's what you have to do, definitely, against a team as physical, as tough, as fast as Centennial. But, of course, you have to tackle. I mean, that's something that Liberty hasn't been doing very well tonight against Sean Johnson. I mean, don't get me wrong, the 10 points up on the board is definitely a better than 14.
Well, the difference you're seeing between last week and this week is BHS plays a much more aggressive defense where they lock up, go one-on-one, man-to-man. So when Sean Johnson was breaking last week, there's nobody to tackle because they're in man-to-man coverage and they're covering somebody, so he's in the open. Now, Liberty plays more of a umbrella-type coverage where they're just as aggressive in the front, and so they're not going to probably give as many big plays. But right now, tonight, they have to shore up their tackling in the rest of this game in the second half.
That's a great point. Liberty already has it at the 20-yard line, and wow, what a nice hit on special teams by who else? Brock Bays lays the wood right at the 20-yard line. That could have been a big gain. A lot of real estate out there, but couldn't get it.
Well, Jounty, you see, has the ball in his right hand, and then Brock Bays just comes in. Somebody missed their assignment, and whoa. Looked like Jounty possibly could have fumbled that ball. Man, they need to get some stickum on the gloves or something, Vance.
Where's Freddie Bolitnikoff? We're in the second quarter.
Yeah, him and Lester Hayes. You know those old pictures they have, like,
remember that?
Stick them all over their arm, on their pants.
There's no reason to conceal it. It wasn't illegal, but man, they stand over there and just lick it on like.
You just stick your hand in the jar and just come on out with it.
Throw it to me, Snake. Throw it to me. I formation. Moyer right up the middle. Moyer's had a big game already, and he's still on his feet. You can't bring him down unless you get 7 guys on him, right?
Well, look at that downfield blocking. What a great job of downfield blocking by Frankie Hurtado, one of the team's captains, offensive lineman. You see Moyer here, but hopefully you'll get to see on this AV Plus his replay. Look at that, 72, right there in the middle of your screen, just consistently blocking the Centennial defense, and he takes a shot at the end of the play. Great job of blocking, great job of running, great job all the way around for the Liberty offense in a first down.
Well, guys, we're getting a treat tonight because you're getting two of the better backs, I think are two of the best backs that we've seen all year long.
And we get a flag on the play here. You're right, Brian. We have seen Sykes. We have seen his blocking running back Campbell. We have seen Chris Brown from San Joaquin Memorial. But now we're going to see two Bakersfield teams with great running backs going at it. Nice.
And in the Garces and San Joaquin Memorial game, we definitely are talking about two teams whose defenses were not up to par.
No.
You know, you're talking about a couple of better defensive teams here, but you're talking about two kids with contrasting styles, but both of them are very effective. Moyer's more of a hard worker, runs up the middle, very strong, doesn't keeps turning his legs and he'll break. And then you have Sean Johnson, more the fluid, classic type running back.
1st and 15 after that penalty. Renz goes to his right, gets flushed out of the pocket, finds his man, a nice pass, brought down the original line of scrimmage. So it's caught out there by Jonti, but he's brought down very quickly by Thornton.
Well, good play defensively speaking for Centennial. You see Renz rolling out to the right side. The AV Plus instant replay fires a perfect ball out there to Jonti. And then, yeah, a great tackle by Thornton to limit the yardage gain. But like you said, Vance, back to the original line of scrimmage. Start from scratch here on the 35-yard line.
Clock continues to tick. 8:10 left here in the second quarter. What a nice football game. Moyer behind him, and they're going to go to Moyer. Moyer takes a look. He jumps right up the middle. Takes a big hit at the end out there by Thornton, but not until he picks up 8 yards. So it'll bring up a very important 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Now we can see it up here, Vance, and that's a perfect camera angle to watch that hole just open up for Carson Moyer. And you see the big Cody Temple there blocking on the offensive line. Then, yeah, he took a shot at the end, but brings up a 3rd down and 4. So look for them to keep it on the ground here again.
7.5 remaining in this first half. So it's a long 4 yards. Moyer way behind the quarterback. What are they going to do? They go to Moyer on the ground, and Moyer plows his way ahead to a first down. You know, when you give a guy 8-yard running start with his ability and his vision, that's not a bad idea at all on a 3rd and 4.
Well, but the thing about 3rd and 4 is you still have to be leery of a rollout, so you can't commit everybody to stopping the run on that situation. So you get a good hole right there, and you see how hard Moyer runs, picks up a first down.
And you see got some good blocking there by Jonti, the fullback on that play, and that's going to be a first down just on their side of the 50-yard line.
Kinder way out to the left. Moyer stands right behind him. They go back to their workhorse. Moyer's going to beat him down. He gets to right at midfield, and that's a 5-yard gain. So on a 1st and 10, it's going to be 2nd and 5. It opens up that playbook for him.
Well, big stick by Jared Norris there at the end of the plays. You see Moyer going along the left side, then boom, Norris hits him. That's good form tackle. Be a 2nd and 6 now for Liberty.
Jared Norris heading to Utah. Nice football game tomorrow between the Utes and TCU. That ought to be a nice one.
It's going to be the lowest rated top 5 game.
Because you can't get it on TV. 2nd and 6, Moyer. Oh, he just gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Centennial defense. Who your boys have tomorrow? Arizona.
Arizona plays at Stanford tomorrow, so that's another top 15 matchup. There's a couple good games, Alabama and LSU tomorrow.
What about those Bruins?
Well, Vance, like we talked about, they have some serious problems internally, and they continue to surface. No matter how Rick Neuheisel tries to dress that pony, it's still a donkey.
Under 6, 3rd and 5 at midfield. Going to try to see if the Centennial defense will jump. Nope. Renz drops back, throws it up, puts it in the air, and has his man. And look, the Patriots coaching. Ooh, oh no, goodness gracious. And Ross Huff hits the curb with his rib. He was getting rid all the way down. They were kind of nudging him down the sidelines all the way. What do you see, Matt?
Looks like Huff's going to come off the field there. You see that on your screen. 5:47 left to go here in the second quarter. And Huff's obviously in a little bit of pain holding his right side.
And guys, that's one thing where we do see that with young receivers, and I didn't know it in high school. When you learn it when you get to college, is you have just as much right to fight back on the defensive back. And a lot of times in high school, they'll just let a defensive back ride them out of bounds.
Well, here's another nice punt. Really nice punt. And look at this, baby. They better stop it. Oh, they do at the 1-yard line, so another superb punt, Matt.
Now 47-yard punt right inside the 1-yard line. You can't ask for anything more. Boy, the punter, Marty Scall's having a great night tonight, Vance. He picked up a personal foul against him, or against the other team, rather, not against him. Very rare for punters to get personal fouls, but we won't go down that road, Vance. And just another great job of punting. That's going to pin Centennial back and make them go 99 yards for pay dirt.
Told you guys last week about this, right? What can happen with this kid at number 7? These are the challenges he looks for, guys. This, just because you pinned.
What happened?
Well, it must have called touchback.
Touchback?
Maybe he's in the end zone when he touched the ball.
Well, the ball's
down.
at the 19-yard line, Brian, so obviously there must have ruled that.
Or somebody touched it there.
Wow.
Oh,
what
boy.
a letdown.
Yeah, well, instead of 1st and 10 from the 1, it's from the 19. Kessler breaks out, throws it to Sean Johnson. Johnson has a mountain of real estate. He's still on his feet and gets up to the 35-yard line. So
we're going to take another look at that punt here on the AV Plus Instant Replay. We're going to see if it touches a Liberty player.
Oh, it hit him right in the foot. It hit him right in the back of the foot when he was running down.
Yeah, well, that's why these Kern County officials get paid the big bucks. Because
great job, fellas. Nice job by the officials. They caught that.
Looked like a penalty after the play, Vance.
A late hit?
Or was that just...
Nope.
You see the head referee, Dennis Matthews. Yeah, it was a late hit. You see Dennis Matthews going over there talking to Coach Mills. It's going to be a first down on the 50-yard line. Well, Brian, you talked about Cody Kessler wanting to get those opportunities, wanting to make the most of those 99-yard drives. He didn't have to go 99 yards, but now 2 plays into it, he's already on the 50.
And the one thing tonight he's doing, he knows that Liberty plays a little bit softer. They're going to play off. So he's doing a good job of taking the things underneath and just getting rid of the ball. But he also gives his guys a chance to catch the ball and run.
So Kessler, quick slant inside. I'm not quite sure if we have it in the booth, but there was on the play before that, it was a first down, but then another 15 yards tacked on. This is not the play. This is the play that just happened. So I think it was a late hit by the Patriots that add another 15 yards on. Ouch. Here comes Kessler. He goes right at the middle. Kessler gets his own first down. So here come the Golden Hawks.
Well, Cody Kessler, the versatile quarterback for the Golden Hawks with 5:05 left to go in the second quarter, picks up yet another first down. And this one's going to be spotted at the 36-yard line for the Centennial Golden Hawks.
Johnson with the handoff. And Johnson's going to get, or is he? Or is he? Or is he? Yep, he is.
Well, look at the persistence by Preston Johnson, the defensive end. The big 6'1", 215-pound senior. You see Johnson on the right side of the AV Plus Instant Replay. Johnson on Johnson. And you see him miss once, but then he grabs that ankle, and he's not letting go for anything. And then Cody Temple gets in there, and the Liberty defense just swarms around. 2nd and 15, 16 now for the Golden Hawks.
Kessler takes a look, has a quick chat with Johnson. He wants to put it in the air, throws it out to Johnson. Johnson now this time looks like he might be contained, and he is reasonably well. Bring up 3rd and long.
Well, Coach Mills before that play on the Liberty sideline was shouting at one of his players to get up on the line of scrimmage, and I think they might have suspected that this play was going to happen. But Sean Johnson picking up some good yardage there, maybe about 4 or 5 yards, but it's still going to bring up a 3rd down and 12. But that's nothing that Cody Kessler hasn't seen before, Vance.
You know this game's getting a lot of attention. My phone just keeps blowing up. Everybody wants to know the score. What's the score? What's the score? What's the score? Well, the score is 10-7. 3rd and 12. Kessler trips out to the left, looks to his left. Now he goes across the middle, has a man open in the end zone, and it's going to be overthrown. Oh boy, did he have his guy in Doherty.
Like Kessler giving himself a little pop in the helmet there after the play was over. You see Kessler, he has plenty of time back there. I mean, he could sit back there and flip some burgers, make some coffee, but that throw just a little bit overthrown.
You know, Brian Doherty's the kid that Kessler told you and I about before the season even started. He said, Vance, Brian, keep an eye on this Doherty. He is special, but we haven't seen or heard much of him.
You know, Vance, I mean, let's give Liberty Patriots a lot of credit, except for that 65-yard jaunt. You know, earlier in the game, they have not given up many big plays deep down, and actually none deep down the sideline.
Kessler's going to have to punt it. It's a quick one. It's a low one. It's a squibbler, and it goes out, I would say, inside the 10.
Yeah,
Coaching staff.
There's a lot of shouting and yelling.
Boy, they
going
are
on there, Vance.
angry. They are hostile. They are vociferous. They are livid. They are vitriolic.
Well, I mean, it did take a long time for Centennial to get their punting unit out there. They're possibly complaining about maybe they went over the allotted time, the play clock. So, nonetheless, it's going to be first down for Liberty, and they've got a long way to go to get to pay dirt here.
Well, fellas, I can tell you this. Even if it holds right now for the rest of the half of 10-7, this is the kind of score. This is going to get the old ooh factor around the other high schools tonight.
Absolutely.
You know, you said it, Matt. You said it in pregame. Based on last week's performance with Centennial handling BHS, I think, most people thought it would be a foregone conclusion that this would be a rout. No dice. Here comes Moyer. He has something to say about that. He's still on his feet, and he gets a good 6 yards on this play. So Golden Hawks in for a fight tonight with 3:18 left in the first half.
You see Moyer, left side, AV plus this replay that makes the spin move there, but then gets met by Tyler Thornton. Falls down at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 3 now with just a hair over 3 minutes remaining in this first half, Vance.
Oh my gosh, the wafty smell of tri-tip is floating down the air.
Oh, it was good too.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. You hear that, Brian? I saw you eating too. I'm the only guy that didn't eat.
I had to get a little order up for mine. I had to have somebody in the stands. Justin Bede come out and get me something.
So, Mrs. Bede brought you something. How did you eat?
I went down to the snack bar. I had to wait in line.
Just didn't think of me, huh? Didn't cross your mind.
That's why he was late.
Just didn't cross your mind to bring you your veteran mentor or something, huh? All right, okay.
It's after the game, Vance. We talked already. That's after the game.
Oh, okay. Hey, you're right. Taco Bell's right down the corner. 2:39 remaining in this first half.
I was thinking more 39-cent Del Taco tacos.
Right now, the Patriots are thinking, man, we'd like to get down a field goal territory and tie this baby up. Moyer gets tripped up. Nice effort out there by Trent Miller. Miller broke through the line of scrimmage, and as we see here, got his hand up and did it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that.
Or his helmet.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Miller meant to make that tackle, but nonetheless, it's going to be recorded as a tackle for Trent Miller, and it's going to keep the clock rolling here. And keep in mind, Liberty only has 1 timeout left from those 2 timeouts they took earlier. 2 minutes left to go here.
Head coach for the Liberty Patriots, Tony Mills. Head coach for the Centennial Golden Hawks, Mr. Brian Nixon. So 2 of the high top shelf coaches here. Look out, Ren's in trouble, gets free, still running, and he finally lets it go, takes a big hit at the end of it, and Thornton lays him out, but the clock stops.
Yeah, that stops the clock for sure, but it also brings up a 3rd down and 10, and if they don't get this, they're going to have to go to the air here. I doubt they're going to stay on the ground with Moyer because Centennial has all 3 timeouts. So if they go to the air and it's incomplete, then that's going to give Cody Kessler about 1.5 minutes to work with.
Well, he escaped Brody Scott, but boy, couldn't get away from Thornton as he released it, took a big hit. Rentz is quick.
Well, let's give Rentz some credit. A lot of kids in high school would have tried to thread the ball in, the needle over on the sideline and throw an interception. He did a great job of just sailing over the head of the receivers. They can come back now, 3rd down, see if you can pick it up. If not, you can punt it. Your defense played well all night. See if they can't hold again.
The consistent positive outlook of Captain Brian Adams. 3rd and 10. Moyer's out to the right. That's where they want to go. No, they fake to the right. Now Renz is on his own. He can pick up the first if he wants and get out of bounds. What a smart play, and he does.
Wow.
Quick guy.
Great awareness by Cody Renz. That's going to up the old quarterback rating. You see here on the AV Plus instant replay. Looks to his right, pumps. Nothing there, so then he decides to run. And, yeah, you mentioned he's quick. And, we saw him playing DB earlier in the game. So he has the speed to make things happen.
Well, Brian, we saw last year with Dylan Meadows and how after about he was the most improved player over a week or 2 weeks. He became like the go-to guy for the Patriots.
Yeah. Great turnaround. I'm going to tell you one thing. If I know the defensive coach is going to be talking about is somebody has to learn how to get some containment out here about these front 4 on these ends.
Could be the word of the first half. And the lookout right behind him, Brody Scott's on him, and Brody Scott's going to be one of 2 that bring down Renz, and they're going to have to call a timeout if they so choose.
That's Logan Kukic getting in there as well. Check that. That's number 24. Trent Miller once again making things happen. And yeah, they do call, Centennial calls a timeout actually, so it's going to be a 2nd and about 18 here on their own 30-yard line.
I mean, maybe they're thinking somehow, some way they can, get this football back.
And if they can, that's a smart move by Centennial, to not let Liberty eat up as much time.
But let's say Liberty goes back out there with 122. All right, do your math. They can burn a lot off this clock and not give them the football back. We'll see. We'll see.
Maybe not too much, because how many timeouts does Centennial has 2 timeouts left?
That's correct.
So they can stop the clock pretty good if they can get another stop here, or say incomplete pass. So they can get it with 45, maybe 50 seconds left, and that's plenty of time for them to strike.
And you've got to think that if Liberty keeps it on the ground right here, that Centennial will call timeout after this play as well, Brian. Wouldn't you think so?
Well, I think he's definitely going to try to get the ball back and see if he can't give his offense a chance.
All right, I formation now. Rentz has Jounty and Moyer behind him. They may stay on the ground. Rentz looks to get outside, and he's still on his feet. Look at Rentz. Rentz still on his feet. Rentz gets a first down. He's at midfield, and they bring him down, and now they're going to at least stop the clock to move the chains. A nice run. I think maybe now they're going to have some more offensive options here in the second half.
Well, then Centennial actually did Liberty a favor then by stopping the clock.
That's what I'm saying.
So right at the 50-yard line, Renz upended, and that's going to be a first down. As soon as they get the clock rolling, looks like Liberty's going to be ready to go. But then again, maybe not, as still getting the calls from their offensive coordinator.
You know, guys, one of the things that happened is they did a great job of spreading them out and getting the numbers in their favor in the box. There were only 6 guys in the box. There was room to run, and they ran to the short side of the field, which people weren't expecting. It's going to pass. And great job by Coach Mills and the staff on the offensive coordination on this series.
Rentz looks, and ooh, that is almost picked off. And boy, oh boy, Michael Martins was waiting for that, and he said, ah, that was 6.
That was definitely reservations for 6 after this game.
This is where communication with your receiver and your quarterback and your coach goes well. I got a defensive back like to jump like that. I got one that's going to want to bite. We're going to come back, and we're going to pump him and go.
That's what, Brian, you're talking, and Renz is, as you're saying it, Matt and I are looking on our monitor, and we see Renz right in there with his coach.
I think I read his lips on that play. He said, hitch and go. So Brian, we're all on the same page.
Uh-oh. 2nd and 10, 50 seconds remaining in this first half. It's going to be Jounty in motion. Renz takes a look and throws one across the middle. That's going to be caught out there by Jounty. So he goes in motion and comes all the way back again, but that clock continues to tick, and we've got a Centennial player down. Timeout is taken officially now, so the last timeout is burnt.
Well, one of the coaching staff on Liberty was cueing the referee, telling him timeout, and it took a while for the referee to notice it. You want to be very animated if you're a coach and you're trying to save some time and call a timeout. I mean, you want to be in that referee's face.
One of the coaches also looked back up here at the clock, and he's going, stop the clock!
Well, the other thing, too, is you could tell they weren't sure if they really wanted to take a timeout. I saw Corey Actis and Coach Mills talking to each other, and they kind of finally said, yeah, let's get a timeout. But, Matt, how far do they have to go to get in the field goal range?
Well, they've got a great kicker in Eric Garcia, who's been putting them in the back of the end zone every kickoff. So, I didn't get a chance to see Garcia in pregame, but I'm going to assume if they get anywhere near the 30-yard line, so about another 14 yards or so, that he'll be in a good spot to tie this game up.
Well. 3rd and 4, 36 seconds remaining here in the first half. Centennial leads by a field goal. It's been an incredibly entertaining first half of football. Looking forward to that third quarter. We'll see what these coaches have to say to their respective teams, and it's going to be very, very interesting second half. Now, in the shotgun, Renz has Moyer to his left. Will they just run out the clock, or will they take a stab at it? Renz flushed out of the pocket. He better get out of bounds if he wants to stop that clock. He's still on his feet. He goes down. That'll stop the clock long enough to move the chains.
Well, they're going to have to spike this one as soon as they get to the line, Vance.
And they're there quickly, so the minute they start this clock, he'll be able to, the guys aren't even set up yet on the chain gang.
The chain gang. They've been a little
do they have to spike it now? They might have a play called. No, they don't. When the chain gang takes that long to come down, you think you might have a quick audible to not burn a timeout. But with only 25 seconds, moot point.
Absolutely. The chain gang has been a little off their game tonight, Vance. I don't know
Back
if you
on
noticed.
the chain gang. Now this guy right here, I can see why he would probably not be good at the chain gang. He's out. But his dad, with his headphones in, listening to some Tony Bennett.
Listening to some Roy Clark.
I'm a picking. What a nice play. Took a big hit. And look at this, the Patriots. I mean, they're probably thinking field goal now, Brian.
Well, I think they're definitely thinking that, Vance. Like Matt
What's
said,
the play
he has
call
a good,
then?
strong leg.
What's the play call?
I think you still have time, but you can run the ball if you want. But I would try to pass it one time here. There it is. They got him.
Does he come back and get it? And that's going to be a flag for sure. Well, Renz took a big hit, and Brian, as always, called it. The captain calls it. They do it. Takes a big hit at the end of the pass, and that deflected the ball. But look at this, Matt.
Boy, if that ball would have been on the money, that would have been a touchdown for Liberty. But nonetheless, they're going to pick up 15 more yards as Zach Clayton came in with the pass interference hit. 20 seconds left to go on this.
All right, you two talk it out here. You two talk it out.
What do you do, Brian? Do you take another shot at the end zone here?
Well,
or
I
do you
think
keep it
you
on the
I think
ground?
you have plenty of time, but they have to be into the end zone. You know, you could probably, you can't get sacked though. You could, where are they going to be at?
They're on the 14-yard line, Brian. So
you can either throw a fade or you might be able to throw a post. You probably got two chances to throw in the end zone, but it has to be in the end zone and you can't give up a sack.
All right, yeah, you also don't want to turn the football over here. They want to at least get 3 out of this deal. So Centennial defense really on the numbers here. Renz goes to his right, rolls to his right, sees a look. Uh-oh, he's going to have to get out of bounds. He's going to run out of time, and I don't think he's going to. Centennial crowd loving it.
They got to spike the ball.
They're going to have to hurry up. There's no way they're going to get that field goal team on in time. No way.
They've got to spike the ball. They don't need to kick the field goal yet. They have to spike the ball.
2, 1, and they don't get it off. The end of the half. They don't get it off.
See, what you couldn't do was run the ball.
Oh,
That's why I said you had to have 2 times in the end zone.
Oh, boy.
That's just bad clock management by Liberty. You know, you don't have to get your field goal team out there right at that moment because you had time to get your first offense out there and spike the ball because it was only first down. You see here,
Renz trying to make something happen, and I think in his mind it just has to be ingrained. If you've got nothing, young man, get out of bounds.
And I think all the confusion right there on the sidelines, you know, Renz doesn't know if he's coming off, he's staying on, if he's going to spike the ball, if he's coming off the field for the field goal unit. And all the confusion there, that wasted at least a good 5 or 6 seconds, Brian.
Woo!
I agree with you guys. You know, the thing is, that's when you just want to just drop back and throw it. That's not when you want to roll out, you do anything crazy. Just drop back and throw it to the end zone, see if you can get one.
Wow, we're going to take a break, a well-deserved break, fellas. What a fine first half. Thank you, Bernie. We'll be back with the third quarter. Anything can happen in this baby. Centennial by a field goal only on Bright House Networks.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter action. Centennial visiting Liberty in the Freedom Bowl 7, or as we like to say, Freedom Bowl 2010. We are about to start the second half. Centennial will be kicking off to the home team, the Patriots, and they lead by a field goal. Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be a Squibbler taken at the 15-yard line, and it's going to be taken by the young sophomore who's had a nice football game so far, and he's still on his feet, and he gets up to about the 45-yard line. So just what the doctor ordered for Liberty to come out of that halftime speech and get some great field position. Let's go down to our captain, Brian Adams. Brian, we had a quick chance to chat at halftime there. Kind of a letdown there for the Patriots right at the end of the first half. Well, Matt, why don't you take over from Matt? We're getting that battery going.
I'll take that one, Vance. I mean, that's, Liberty had plenty of chances to be in the lead in this game going into the third quarter, especially getting the ball back here to begin the second half.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Right now it's 1st and 10. Renz hands the ball off right up the middle. They stay on the ground, and they hand it to Jounty. And what we're talking about, if you didn't see the first half, if you're just getting to your television, the Patriots were really moving the ball down the football field well at the end of the first half, and then they had a penalty called against Centennial, interference play, and put them in very good field position to try to get this thing knocked in, at least with a field goal, but they ran out of time with no timeouts. Renz couldn't get out of bounds, and the clock just simply ran too fast at him. So it ended as it stands now, 10-7 Centennial. Cody Kessler has not been on the football field very long tonight, and Moyer starts to pound it up to midfield. So it'll be 3rd and about 4 or 5 right at the 50-yard line.
And when Cody Kessler's not on the football field, Centennial can't do a lot of damage. And you see here tonight, Centennial only 10 points so far in this game. They came into this game averaging 47 points a game. And for Liberty to hold them to 10 points here at halftime, and they forced a couple turnovers, but they couldn't capitalize. They had a fumble right there on their own going in for a touchdown, Vance.
3rd and 4 is what it is. They go to Moyer. Moyer blasts through the line of scrimmage, and he gets up very close to a first down. And I mean really close. He just hits it hard.
Now, good job of running here by Carson Moyer, the AV Plus instant replay. You see him go up the right side, then lowers the shoulder, picks up the first down, and takes Matt Johns along with him, the DB for Centennial. And it's going to be a first down inside Golden Hawks territory now at the 45.
First and 10. Golden Hawks have 5 at the line of scrimmage. They send all 5. Renz kicks one out here, and it's, I guess, at the point of the forward progress stop, maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain out there to Ross Huff.
Now Huff doing a great job of picking up a little bit of yardage. He tries to spin off. He tries to go to the outside. That's the play that you want to make when you're a receiver. You either want to cut to the outside or to the inside. You always want to give a little bit of a fake first. And there's not much you could do there if you're Huff. You have 3 Golden Hawks closing down on you, and Golden Hawks have been doing a great job of tackling tonight, Vance.
So ball control, time of possession, huge right now for the Patriots. Moyer looks, tries to bust through. He runs into a couple of his own linemen. He says, well, I'll get maybe 1 or 2 more here, so that'll bring up 3rd and 3. And already, just like that, nearly 3 minutes has gone by with the Patriots chewing up some ground, chewing up some clock. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Matt Alvarez up on top of the Premier Equipment scissor lift, and down on the grass, our captain and veteran, Brian Adams, BHS driller and a UCLA Bruin. And he's been recognized as the superstar that he is tonight by Mr. Mike McQuarrie, otherwise known as Mr. Mac on the mic. And Renz on a keeper, and he gets the first down, so a very good play call there. Great ball fake, and he hangs on for another 2 or 3 yards. Here come the Patriots.
Well, Centennial's having trouble containing this run game. I mean, you've seen Moyer, you've seen Jounty, you've seen Renz at times picking up the slack when it's needed to be picked up, and he picks up the first down there, and they're moving this ball here, Vance.
And it's exactly the 9-minute mark as they come out on a 1st and 10. Cap, you with us?
I'm back.
First and 10. Renz. Play action goes to his right, and he's going to get hunted down by who else? But you guessed it, number 44, Brody Scott.
Horse
and
collar.
A flag. Uh-oh. Is that what you think, Matt?
Absolutely. That's definitely going to be a horse collar on number 44, Brody Scott, and it's yep, that's what the referee Dennis Matthews is telling the Centennial sideline as he looks up to the press box, gives the call now.
Oh, absolutely.
And you want to know how you can avoid the horse collar?
Yes.
Containment. If you stay where you're supposed to be, you won't get beat like that. This has been all night long for them. Has been containment on both sides. They're coming too far inside the quarterback, taking a bad angle. It's better to make the quarterback pull up or cut inside of you than let him get to the outside.
Our director, Bernard Johnson, and I on the same wavelength as always. The Sesame Street of Football 101 tonight. The word of the night, containment. 8.5 left here in this third quarter as Moyer chews up some yards and gets another 5 yards. Matt, it's 1st and 10 and it's 2nd and 5. 1st and 10, 2nd and 4. 1st and 10, 2nd and 4.
Exactly. You know what surprised me about this play is that Brock Bays had Moyer lined up right there. He had him for no gain, and Moyer just powered through for an extra 4 or 5 yards. So it's going to be a 2nd and 5 here on the 15. So it's very methodical for this Liberty offense, and they've used it to perfection tonight. You know, don't get me wrong. Those 7 points on the board could have been plenty more for Liberty.
In all reality, it could be 21-10. Could be, should be, all that nonsense, but could be. Moyer blasts through the middle on an I formation, and he powers his way into another first down. Should be 1st and goal from about the 6-yard line. Here come the Patriots. They are knocking on the door.
Boy, he sends this crowd into an uproar every time he gets through the line like that, and he's got great blocking up front. Look at all those offensive linemen running down the field with him. You know, we've talked tonight about Cody Temple. We've talked about Frankie Hurtado, the captain. Hurtado down there again making some big blocks. 7:48 left to go in your third quarter, and Liberty knocking on the door big time.
Offensive line coach, big Corey Actis. Moyer plows through, touchdown Liberty.
Well, there you go, your bread and butter, Vance. Right up the middle, Carson Moyer, the county's leading rusher, and he's chalking up another touchdown. Came into this game with 15 on the year. I believe he has 2 tonight. That's going to be his 17th, and Liberty about to take a 4-point lead pending this extra point from Garcia.
PAT snap, the hold, the kick. It all looks good, and it is good. 14-10 Liberty. Hats off to Cody Temple, Doug Blackskill, Nathan Swainston, Brian Wilmert, Frankie Hurtado. That line up there really dialing in the Centennial front line's numbers right now.
Yeah, and look at the hole that they opened up there for Moyer, and there's really nothing you could do. If you're, you know, Moyer, he's only, how tall is Moyer? He's 5'11", and he's behind those big linemen, so just imagine how hard that is if you're a linebacker. You can't see past the big linemen, and then when Moyer comes at you full speed, you have to take him on instead of standing him up. You have to just take him on and, you know, hope that he doesn't drag you for more than 5 yards.
Well, fellas, let's give the coaching staff
from
Liberty some credit. They've done a great job of realizing something that's working for them, and they didn't do it earlier. Like in the first series, when they tried to run with the quarterback, fumble the ball into one. This time, you could tell it's going to be Moyer every time, or no score. Earlier, when they saw the cornerback biting, they came back with the pump and go. This coaching staff is doing a great job of adjusting on the run, on the fly during the game. Great adjustment at halftime on running the ball. And this is what they did to Frontier, guys. They just used that big line and they wore them down, and eventually that's what won them the game there. So we'll see what happens in this second half. But again, they have to give the ball to a different breed of animal, and the Centennial Golden Hawk offense, which has been really shut down for most part for what their standard of operation is.
Now here's a stat for you guys. Centennial has not been down in the second half all season, so definitely uncharted territory for the Golden Hawks, but it's always, you never know with Cody Kessler.
A bullet caught at the 2-yard line. And oh, big contact out there at the 20. Some big hits out there. Yikes. Well, you've got Matt Johns having to try to make that touchdown-saving tackle earlier, and now he just gets hammered right now by Henry Cordova. Big contact.
The backup running back, maybe you could see it right here on the screen. Boom! Oh, my goodness.
Could it be a contender?
Cordova just laying the wood. Meanwhile, in the business end of things, Grimes getting up to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that again. That was a hit right there. That's what they call wedge breakers.
Could that be a contender? They go back to the ground. Centennial. Johnson, he bursts up the middle, so there's no shortage of yardage here as very close to a possible late hit out there again. Now Rojas can't, sorry, that was Brandon Francis comes in really late at the end of this thing, and the Liberty Patriots again escape without a flag being called. Watch this. He is down, and here comes Francis. Pow. All right, 2nd and 1. Johnson Gets drugged down by Temple, amongst others, right in there on the play, and doesn't get a lot there.
No, he doesn't get a lot, but he gets the first down. The important thing, it's very methodical for both teams, Vance, on the first down to run it, and they pick up, like you said, it's 1st and 10, then it goes to 2nd and 5. 1st and 10, 2nd and 3. 1st and 10, 2nd and 2, and that's how both teams, that's their MO tonight.
1st and 10, Kessler goes to his left. Kessler now goes to his right, fires one, lets it go. What a beautiful pass, and it's caught, and he's still on his feet. Down to the 12-yard line. Another big play by Michael Martin. So the cool, crisp cucumber that Kessler is just fires another bullet out there, Brian.
Well, let's see here. You're going to see Cody. He wants to go to his left. He's going to pull up. And what do we have here again for our Sesame Street people? Containment. There's no defensive end. He's able to make a throw. Now we have a situation that's plagued them all night long when they've been the big plays is the missed tackles. And there goes Martin going all the way down to the 8-yard line.
1st and 10, Kessler goes to his left. He's in trouble. Oh, almost fumbled that football. He was swallowed up and thrown down. A couple of big Patriots in there, amongst them Willie Fiddler.
Oh, what a smart play by Davis. You see here, Davis, number 10. He knows that he has help, so instead of going for the tackle right here, he tries to strip the ball, and that could have been huge if Kessler lost that one.
But, even on that play, look at the angle that Davis took to force Cody to cut up.
Right.
He didn't come flat so Cody could go around him. Great job. He's only a sophomore.
2nd and 18. Kessler has a triple set out to his left, but he looks to his right first, and he goes back to his left. Has his man out there, and he finds his man. What a nice pass to Grimes. Grimes hauls it in. And I know what you're going to say. He led him out there perfectly. He threw that ball for Grimes to go get.
Yeah, he sure did. You see there on the AV Plus instant replays, we have an injured Liberty player down on the field, and the injured player is going to be number 25. But yeah, that's just a perfect pass. And oh boy, yeah, you saw 25 at the end of that play. Brandon Francis, the junior, gets upended there at the end of that replay. And there's Brandon Francis. You see, right there at the end of the play, just gets upended.
Mateo Alvarez asking for the replay button on the live television. You're the man. You're the man.
That's called karma. That's called karma for not getting his partners, take care of his partners
Isn't that
every
great?
night for food.
He asked Bernie for the replay, and all of our audience at home gets to hear it. That's how it goes. Hey, you just got an inside look at show business. But you did lower the. You went down to your.
I went down to my news announcer.
Is
voice.
it great? 14-10 is the score.
White House Networks.
6:16 remain here in the third quarter. A lot of football. Brian Adams down on the grass. Matt Alvarez up here asking for replays. I'm Vance Palm. And good to see the dinged up Brandon Francis up, and he's a little gimpy, but he's up. That's the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a vital part of this defense, the linebacker, 5'10", 185-pound junior out of Bakersfield, California. And he's definitely good to see him walking off the field under his own power a little bit, Now he's a little gimpy. Looks like he's favoring his left leg. Yeah, that's got to hurt, Vance. You get a block like that. Well, I don't think it was necessarily a block. I think he just fell into by one of the Centennial players. But the way it looked on our replay, well, that was just that was ugly.
We have some games taking place around the city as well. We haven't really talked about tonight. One of the bigger ones, BHS at Stockdale. That's a hefty football game, especially both teams coming off losses.
It was 10-3 at half. BHS was up on Stockdale, so that was the latest update we got
not
from
big.
there.
Let me get all my homework out. Hold on.
Wind's starting to pick up.
Oh, you mean Zach Ewing's report? How about Wasco and Tehachapi?
At least you give him credit for it.
Always. 7-1. Both teams 7-1. 3-0 in league. Here we go. Kessler to Johnson. Johnson bowls his way up to the 5-yard line, to the 4. He's still on his feet. And the whistles finally blow. Still doesn't go down.
Liberty's doing a great job of trying to strip the ball. You know, and when they do, they hold up the runner. You know, they don't necessarily make the tackle like they have been had a lot of trouble tackling tonight, but you see them trying to strip the ball. They hold up the runner, Sean Johnson. I bet that's something they preached in practice, as we're looking at a 4th and 1 here, Vance. We didn't even realize the downs.
Well, I did, but I thought they'd pick up the first. How about this? Zach Ewing says this game is going to be a 42-13 victory for Centennial. So
they've got a long way to go. Even
the gentleman as in the know as you can possibly be, expecting much different result. Look at this 4th and 1. Liberty crowd starting to feel it. Flag on the play, and Kessler really getting roughed up there by that defensive line. But if this is against the Golden Hawks for too much time, that's going to move it back. Let's see.
Big call. Substitution penalty. That is unfortunate because, you know, from the naked eye, it looked like Kessler was held up at the line, didn't really get anything out of that, so the ball would have been turned over on downs, but nonetheless, substitution penalty, that's going to make it a 1st down on the 4-yard line, so Cody Kessler has 4 plays to go 4 yards.
Wow, stubbing thy toe.
Absolutely.
So 1st and goal from the 1 for the number 1 ranked team in the Valley, the number 2 quarterback in the nation. Let's see what happens here with 5:27 left in this 3rd quarter. Now a breeze starting to float into the northwest corner of the city.
Well, guys, if you want to not pull off an upset, this is how you do it. You have a 4th and 1, you get a stop, you get a legal substitution. You don't.
Right.
And we talked about you don't get in any points before the half.
The fumble to start off the game.
Because when you're the underdog, you have to have all those plays go for you.
Yeah, all of them.
But the good thing that they do have is I think their offense is getting confidence against the defense that they can run the ball on them. So I think they're feeling they can actually stay in the game point for point with them at this point.
You're right about that, and now it looks like Brian Nixon's going to call. No, I thought he was going to call a timeout. Looked like he was walking out to talk to his team. But Brian, that's the salient point to take away so far, that when you're looking for an upset, you have to have all of those things take place.
They must have taken the flag away, fellas, because they're saying 4th and 1 still.
4th and 1. So what do we know? Now it's back to a 4th and 1. This crowd is on their feet. Will Kessler try to do it again? He looks for the blocking. Now it's turned into an I formation. They go to Johnson. Johnson hit hard at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got it.
What a hold by the Liberty defense. And look at how pumped up they are coming off the field onto their sidelines.
And the antithesis of that is watching Kessler walk off, shoulders a little bit sulking down. And a flag is on the play. Wouldn't you know it?
It's got to be a celebration penalty for against Liberty, but that's after the fact, Vance. That's after the turnover, and that's not going to move them back very far. But still, you have to have more discipline than that.
Yeah, it's it wears against the psyche as far as staying focused and staying in the moment, you know.
And the best thing that could happen, like I said, the ball gets moved back 2 yards, you still have possession of the ball. The 6-yard line versus the 3-yard line or the 4-yard line.
Make no mistake about it, Kern County. You're talking about top-notch officials here. Top-notch officials. Roy Clark, Josh Huber, Randy Blade, Jim Lippy, Dennis Matthews, Dan Harris. Cream of the crop. They called a great game. 5:22 here remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, 97 yards to Pater. Nice safe play towards the hash mark, and now, Brian, 4-point lead, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Chew, chew, chew.
Well, you know, Vance, again, their offensive line's gotten some confidence. They have something they feel they can do, and that's run the ball. Can they have the discipline to stay with it and be opportunistic with their passing so far? And really the best thing on the passing has been Renz rolling out and picking up 15, 20 yards.
And because Centennial doesn't have contain on that outside edge, and Renz also can do it with his feet if he needs to on the rollout.
They go to Moyer. Moyer gets brought down. Great play out in the flats there. Really nice tackle, and I think that was Brock Bays that made that tackle.
Yeah, it was Bays again, and the funny thing about this play was that Moyer had a blocker that was on Bays, and then Bays just got off the block. You see number 7 there for Liberty. That's Jesse Bede. He had Bays contained, but Bays able to shake off the block and make the big tackle here to bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Matt said 3rd and 6. They're on their own 7-yard line. So, Centennial, the crowd really hasn't been into it. Haven't had a lot of time with that football. And the defense has been on the field a long time, and that front defensive 4, defensive 5 has taken a beating for a long time now. Now Moyer looks to get outside. Moyer still on his feet. And if he can plow away to a first down, it's going to be very, very close. This could be the measurement of the night right here.
Oh, yeah, that's a close one, Vance.
The measurement of the night right here. Because if it doesn't get there, they're going to have to punt this thing. And if it does, it's a new set of downs.
Well, what kept this play alive, they're going to measure right here was
what a hit. Look at him drive, though.
Yeah, it was his drive. Carson Moyer's drive, he used his arm to stay up on his feet. And this is going to be a big measurement right here. Let's see.
Well, the down marker on the sidelines in the chain gang is directly behind. So
great angle.
We haven't seen, we have not seen a lot of measurements this year in high school football in 2010. We haven't seen a lot of measurements, and I think
Corey Actis was acting like it's a first down, Vance, but he was calling plays already, but like it's short.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Inches.
What do you do here, Brian? You do the safe thing and punt it?
You got to.
4-point lead. Your defense has held the top team in the section to 10 points.
You have to.
What's your record in the league?
Liberty's record in league is 2-1. Centennial's is 3-0.
You have to punt.
Well, they're keeping Renz out there.
No, I think they're going to go for. I think they're going to try to draw him offside.
Yeah, they'll go a hard count and then.
But then again, crazy things have happened tonight, so I'm going to go. They're going to go for it. Quarterback sneak. I'm going quarterback sneak.
4th and 1, 3.5 left to go in the third. Do they get it? They pile him up at the goal at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Dennis Matthews signaling the first down. Just got an update from BHS. Stockdale 10, BHS 10, third quarter. So a lot of barn burners going on in this great league play, Southwest Yosemite League.
Wow. Well, Cap, I'm sure Coach Mills and Coach Actis and the boys will track me down somewhere in the city over the next few weeks. Say, have to punt? What do you mean have to punt? Hey, I played devil's advocate. You guys are heroes. And look at this. 1st and 10, Brian. 1st and 10. And gutsy effort out there. Is that Jonta?
That's Jonta again.
I mean, you can tell, Vance, that the coaching staff and the players have more than enough confidence they can run the ball against Centennial. And they're just right now just lined up and they're saying, hey, we're going to run the ball, we're going to run it down your throat, and you got to stop it.
2:47, that clock just continues to tick and continues to tick. And, Cody Kessler, we're watching him. He's standing at the 50-yard line, the opposite side of the football field, and he has just not been on the field long enough to do any damage. Real damage, like those 45-point game damages.
That's just amazing that Centennial comes into this game averaging 47.1 points a game. Liberty came in averaging 27. But Liberty has held opponents to 17 points a game. And Centennial is just about right on track. They've been holding opponents to 12 points a game. But, that's the underlying stat of this game is Centennial's offense has not even been on the field enough to get going.
And Cap, go ahead.
Liberty's defense doesn't allow you to have the big plays. How they've been able to do that, they had a lot of big strikes like against BHS. They call them in man-to-man, missed coverage, guy wide open, big strikes, and you're just not going to get that much here.
3rd and 4, Renz on a keeper. Now that's a nice job by Centennial defense. That's a big, big stop right there. They're going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, big-time stop by the Centennial defense. And they're going to get the ball back here after giving up that 4th down and not getting a 4th down on the offensive end down at the Liberty goal line.
A buck and a half left in the 3rd quarter. Don't go anywhere. This 4th quarter promises to be exciting. It's been a very fun football game to watch and to call. And now standing at the 40-yard line is Sean Johnson. This game started off with him bursting through the line and getting a 15-yard gain on the first play of the football game, and he fumbled. Patriots brought it back down to the 1-inch line, and they fumbled. And now another nice big punt, and Johnson, no fair catch. He catches it at the 27-yard line, and he gets brought down to the 23-yard line. Oh, another great play out there by, who else? Hank Cordova.
Well, the special teams MVP of this game is definitely Mariscal, the punter. A 48-yard punt, and then Johnson taking it back.
You're going to have to do it again.
Oh!
a penalty flag.
Well, who's that going to be on? Is that going to be on Liberty or is that going to be on Centennial?
Well,
we'll find out right now.
It's on Liberty. They call it up. So they'll go 5 yards back and punt again.
Procedure penalty.
Okay.
Ryan, what'd you say earlier? This is the way to not get an upset?
Because you just make it too difficult for you. I mean, Centennial is almost handing you some situations to capitalize on, and you just can't do it. But like I said, the one thing that's happened is offensively they've gotten confidence that they can run the ball and control the ball on the ground. And on this series right here, they've almost ran off almost 6 minutes of time just on this series right here, and with only 1 first down. So they have a plan, and they're sticking to it.
Well, the ball bounces at the 50, and it goes to the 40 again, so they're able to at least keep them back to about the 32-yard line. But, Brian, you know, if you were to tell somebody that wasn't watching this game, if you were to call them up right now and say, all right, what do you think the score is? Centennial's given Liberty about 5 or 6 chances to score. They wouldn't.
Well, I don't think you would think about it, but again, I don't think it's so much that Centennial's not playing really good. Let's give Liberty's defense credit. The way they play defense, if you guys watch when they just line up, they're going to have 4 or 5, sometimes 6 guys out in the space for covering the pass. That's why there's been so much room for the run. So you're going to see it right now when they line up. Look how many defensive backs they have out there. Look where the space is. There's plenty of opportunity now to run the ball, and that's what Centennial's been doing, or throwing the short passes.
Another 50-yard punt, which puts Centennial back at their own 32-yard line. Now Johnson, he gets swallowed up after about a 2-yard gain.
And Liberty is doing such a great job of clogging these running lanes here. As you see Kessler, the handoff to Johnson. And, you know, just before this play, on the AV Plus Instant Replay you're watching here, we saw Corbin Jounty on the sidelines getting worked on by the Liberty trainers. And he's still down there at the 40-yard line on the opposite side of the field, Vance.
2nd and 8, Kessler in the shotgun, looking over at Grimes. Will Grimes be the guy this time? They trail by 4. It should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Kessler goes back, looks, takes a flush out of the pocket, has a man, and he throws a dart, and it's caught for a first down. Is it? No, incomplete. It was intended out there for Martins, and it looked like Kessler just absolutely threaded the needle on this one. What a nice pass. And no, it hits the ground, incomplete.
Great job by the officials spotting that one, as we have 5 seconds left now in the 3rd quarter of play.
You know, and guys, that play right there was almost the same play he did against BHS, but because BHS was in a man coverage, there was no safety to come over and help, and the ball was thrown over as an easy touchdown pass.
Yeah,
He does a great job of moving up, which he's very good at under the pressure, but because of how they're blanketing and they're making umbrella coverage, he wasn't able to get that big play like they were against BHS.
3rd and 8, 5 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Kessler drops back, takes a look, looks around, fires out to his left, and it's going to be caught out there, and it's going to be a big first down. Tyler Freeze brings it in, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, the climactic 4th quarter to this great football game on Bright House Networks.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
It's the most anticipated basketball season in recent history, and the biggest names in sports are teamed up. The NBA and TNT are bringing you the premier matchups every Thursday with sports' most entertaining studio crew.
Chuck, Ernie, and Kenny, must-see TV. The
game is different, and the stakes are higher. From rivalries renewed to rivalries anew, the stage is set for show-stopping drama. Don't miss NBA on TNT Thursdays.
Kessler and company getting started here for the fourth quarter of play. You see the Bright House Network's footballs going up into the crowd here. The Liberty cheerleaders throwing them up onto their half of the field. Some of them got pretty good arms. Not bad.
Remember last week when they were throwing in that wind, the balls were blowing all over?
My kettle corn was all over Vance. Cody Kessler in the shotgun with 3 split out to the right side. 12 minutes left on the clock here in this regulation time. Kessler finds Johnson over to the right side. Johnson breaking a couple tackles, gets up to about the 45-yard line. Another good play on first down, Vance. Another great play on first down to pick up 8 yards.
Kessler just continues to keep his cool, knows that has a quarter of football left here to kind of pick apart this Patriot defense, see who bends and who breaks. Johnson to his left side has a lot of room, trying to make more room, picks up a decent, at least interference, and a big hit at the sidelines by Cody Temple. Wow, Cody Temple delivers the last hit right at the sidelines. Wow.
When you have Cody Temple, you look right here. You see Huff coming in on the left side of your screen. A possible block in the back right there on Michael Martins, but Martins put his hand up. And you know, when you have Cody Temple, when you have one of your defensive linemen making a big hit on the sidelines, that shows dedication right there, Vance.
With a little bit of help by Darren Ajayi, and here comes Kessler. Kessler rolls to his right, fires, finds Grimes, first down Centennial. Here come the Golden Hawks.
They must have said something in that third period, in that third quarter, in between the fourth quarter huddle, Brian.
They're doing the same thing they did on the last drive when they got stopped on fourth down. They're playing against that cover 2 that's not allowing them to get deep, so they're just taking the short stuff, or they're finding runs against that cover 2.
No huddle offense for Centennial, of course. They hand to Johnson. Johnson peeks out to the right side, cuts back up, and gets about 6 yards there. So it'll bring up 2nd and 4 from about the 14-yard line.
Well, Sean Johnson on the AV Plus instant replay gets a couple of good blocks out there by Doherty, his wide receiver. He's able to pick up 6 yards, make it a 2nd and 4 as BHS is now taking a 17-10 lead on Stockdale.
Wow, what a football game over there. Kessler on a keeper, cuts up. He's at the 12-yard line. He might get run down. No, he's not. He gets hit at about the 10-yard line. So Kessler. You know, I don't know if I've ever seen a player like Mason Otten try to give so much English after every tackle. After every hit, 21 for Liberty, he tries to make sure everybody knows he's in on that tackle. He gives Kessler a little bit here as he comes up. Watch this. Well, we got out of there, but yeah, Mason Otten reminding everybody where he's at and what he's doing. What a fine young man. Johnson gets to about the 5-yard line. An ankle tackle.
And that was a third down play, Vance, so that's going to be a first down at the 5-yard line. But we've seen this script before earlier in the other half of the field. Centennial had a first down and 4, or first down and goal rather, at the 4-yard line. Weren't able to punch it in. See what they can do here.
Kessler from the shotgun wants to keep it himself, looks for that end zone, and he is brought down at about the 3-yard line. So Kessler sniffing pay dirt.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the right time to do it. Boy, they haven't gotten on the scoreboard since the second quarter. So they're definitely in need of some points here, whether they comes from a field goal, but I'm sure they want the 6.
9:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kessler drops back in the shotgun, thinks about going to the air, and he's flushed out of the pocket, has a lot of time, looking for a receiver. Kessler still on his feet, and he fires, touchdown. Too much time. He had a bunch of it, and Freeze hauls one in.
And finally, the Centennial crowd comes to life here at Liberty as the Golden Hawks take the lead with 9:28 left to go. You see Kessler, like you said, Vance, just too much time, and Brian's been harping on it all night. Not enough contain. You see number 5 there, Preston Johnson, lost contain, allowed Kessler to have plenty of time, rolling out to the right side, finding Freeze. Freeze makes the diving catch, and they're about to go back up by 3.
Oh, and it hits the field goal post and is knocked out.
Wow. I'm telling you guys, everything that could go your way for the upset is going your way.
Oh, my goodness.
And they have to figure out a way to capitalize and put some points on the board right now.
Well, what they have to do is stop getting penalties, Brian.
Here's the look at it. What great coverage by our cameraman. Pow! He stops it, and nice look, Carlos.
You know, that's the worst feeling as a kicker when you miss an extra point or when you miss a field goal and it hits the post, because you turn around, you look at the post about a minute later, it's still shaking. It still shakes. And it's like sitting there reminding you, hey, you just hit me. You missed the field goal. You missed the extra point.
Man, you better kick the ball through the uprights, dude. I don't want to hear. Don't be coming to me on the sideline talking about it's still shaking and you having some visual problems, some nightmares there, kicker. Kick the ball through the uprights. That's your job.
Well, I apologize, Brian. I didn't miss very much in high school.
You must have. You started talking about it. You had some things came back on you just now.
I could have missed in practice. I could have missed in the summer in my summer workouts.
Matt, here's the line you need to get Brian.
After I got done with a hard training session with Brian Adams.
Let me teach you, Rook. Just say, I've read about it.
Yeah. So I've heard through the kicking grapevine.
One of my athletic mentors, Terry Claw Hallam, used to say, I've read about that.
Hallam sounds like a Centennial name. Yeah.
Same blood.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. As Brian has mentioned so eloquently, the Patriots have been given numerous opportunities for an upset. Haven't capitalized as much as they would like, but they only trail by 2 now on the missed PAT, and their offense has really done a fine job. But here we go. Here's the kick. It's going to be taken at about the 14-yard line. Looking for some protection. A lot of hits going on out there. Looking to get to the outside. Still has a lot of room. Here we go. Here we go. Cordova to the 44-yard line.
Flag
so
on the ground too, fellas.
Oh, what are you? I mean, I don't understand. You know, Brian, and there's another flag like you said, but you talk about it all the time, Brian. What are you doing if you're a receiver, you're a lead blocker, and it's going to be a holding call or an illegal block in the back against Liberty? But watch number 31 on this play, Darren Ajayi. Watch. You'll see him scoot across the screen right there, and he goes behind the play to make a block, and that's why would you do that? You have to stay in front of the ball, stay in front of the returner so that you can make a block down the field. And Ajayi right there goes behind the play for no reason, just to try to make a big hit. But, you know, it was all for none anyway.
Well, the Liberty coaching staff, you know, pleading their case with the officials, like, are you kidding me? Every big play, it seems like we're getting taxed. But we saw it up here. So, again, the Patriots shoot themselves in the little toe. And here we go, 1st and 10. They go right back to what they know it's going to be is Carson Moore. But guess what? Everybody else knew as well, and a big hit by Chris DeWeese.
Looked like Moyer smacked, and that was actually, I think that was Brock Bays on the tackle. Let's see, they got 18 and a 10 in there. Oh, check that. You might be right, Vance.
What do you know?
Nonetheless, there's only a loss of a yard, but boy, that's a loss of a couple teeth right there from Moyer. Bone-rattling hit.
Under 9. One thing the Patriots have done very well tonight is ball control, time of possession. And as Renz rolls to his right, takes a look, can't find his man, and he kind of just gets bottled up with a lot of traffic in his way. 2 of his own Liberty teammates, and at least you got to hand it to Trent Miller. He stayed in the way. He stayed in the mix of it to keep Renz from getting free.
You see here on the AV Plus instant replay, Renz running out of time and got to tuck it and run, and yeah, he ran into his own blockers. And
Miller was getting mugged over there, but it ends up being part of the reason he gets brought down. And a little bit of nonsense there by Alex Zubia.
Sweet chin music.
What do you guys know what happens when you stay outside and you just fight for your position? He cannot come outside and get the big play. Has to turn it up for a short or looks like a loss of a yard.
And that's called contain, right, Brian?
That's what they call it.
3rd and 12, Moyer stands behind his quarterback. A ton of time for Renz. Can he get free? And he cannot. He cannot. So there's a big defensive stance, and all of a sudden, the red and gold over there feeling pretty good.
Yeah, momentum's definitely on the side of Centennial now after scoring that touchdown. Even though they missed the extra point, doesn't look like it's going to bite them for now, as special teams player of the game definitely. And Mariscal is going to come out and have to punt another one from the 30-yard line. 7:11 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Mariscal back to punt for the Patriots.
Well, you see how far back Johnson is. He wants a running start at one of these, and they've been so long that he's hoping to get a running start. Another big punt, and this angles off to the right side. A beautiful bounce again, and it goes out of bounds. So, you know, Brian, well, I don't know. You talk.
Well, man, I know what you're alluding to is you want to get Moyer some touches, but when you start getting second and long, third and long, he's going to be out of your game plan because you have to throw.
Right.
But what happened is give Tripp a good credit because once again he was able to keep containment and he forced Rins to come inside to where the pursuit was coming from. And that's why they were able to make two good stands right there on the second and third down. Now, Liberty defense has got some turnovers early, but now Centennial's kind of figured out what to do. They're going to play that cover two. We're going to take underneath them. So now can Centennial stay patient and just do what they've been doing, find the run or the short pass and chew up the clock and score.
Huge defensive series right here for the Liberty Patriots. Kessler wants to go on his own. Kessler brought down middle of the football field in between the hash marks at the 32-yard line.
Well, Walker doing a great job of spying Kessler. See here on the AV Plus Instant Replay, this was a design run the whole time, but Walker not fooled. No gain on the play, still going to be 2nd and 10 for the Golden Hawks.
And he's just a sophomore, fellas.
We got a lot of sophomore talent on this Liberty team.
Kessler from the shot. 2 and 10. Johnson now, nice big run for Sean Johnson, another 5-yard gain. So other than that first fumble and the first play from the line of scrimmage, he's continued to be a good guy to go to here for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And Walker getting in on the tackle once again, but still 3rd down and 4 as getting word that it's starting to snowball over at Griffith Field. 26-10 now BHS.
3rd and 4. Kessler looks to his left first, wants to see if anybody's open over there. Oh, he tries to send him deep, but he can't. Still on his feet. That's all Cody Kessler right there. Takes a hit and gets a first down and a flag.
Missed tackles, Brian. Missed tackles. Missed opportunities and shooting themselves in the foot.
Here we go again.
Yep.
Centennial did it. Contained. Where's the containment? Where's the containment?
Well, here's the containment right there.
Bad angle, though. That's a bad angle. If you're on the outside, he has to cut up to your pursuit. See, Johnson's going to make that play if number 3 comes on the outside shoulder upfield and forces Cody to pull up. But when you come on that other shoulder, he's big and strong as he is, he's going to run through that a lot of times.
And a penalty.
They're finding ways.
Liberty crowd really on these officials now. We couldn't see the camera. Our camera angle was completely covered up by players over there, so we didn't see anything at the end of that play. But here it is, 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. And Johnson, another missed tackle, and he's able to battle out for at least 5 yards in what could have been a 1-yard loss. And now we see Mason Otten hobbling off the football field, and he's going to go off.
Now you see the Centennial offense doing what they're best known for, and that's pounding the ball in the ground game, and when they need to, they can go to the air. And even if they need to go to the air and they can't find anybody, Cody Kessler runs for a first down. So
2nd and 4, looks like a pass play here, but you never know. 5:21 left here in the fourth quarter. Johnson on the carry. Go ahead, Cap.
See, man, we don't have. All you gotta do is when you see them line up on defense, just start counting your defensive players. We don't have that angle in the AV replay, and Sean Johnson either gets the first down. But if you see them, they line up, Vance. You guys can count them to be one guy on the receiver on the outside, other outside. They're gonna have 5 or 6 guys playing pass defense, so you only have 5 against the run, or you're gonna have 6. So there's gonna be room for you to find a space to run. That's what a lot of college and pro teams will do. They'll come out and call a pass and check down to a run. So when you see Cody a lot of times, he's looking for the best play he can get.
Freedom Bowl 2010, Freedom Bowl number 7. And it's a 16-14 lead right now for the Golden Hawks. Kessler hands the ball off to Johnson again. They're housemates. Johnson lives with Kessler and the Kessler family. Cody Kessler, number 2 quarterback in the nation, number 1 quarterback in the Valley and the state, and the Golden Hawks, number 1 ranked team in the Valley. Liberty's given them all they can handle tonight, and Liberty's had a ton of opportunities to even be ahead in this football game.
Well, Centennial's ranked number 8 in the state by CalPreps.com. And it's funny, they actually dropped last week after beating BHS. You know, they're still ranked number 9th by Cal High Sports. Liberty takes a timeout here. The first time out of the second half for either team comes with 4:14 left to go in the fourth quarter.
(16-14). Centennial leads by 2 points. Missed PAT on their last touchdown leaves it interesting, but in full command of this offense right now is Cody Kessler on a 2nd and 8 as we have a timeout on the field. Next week, we don't know where we'll be. next week. We don't know where we'll be next week. But it's going to be an exciting, the last final game of the regular season, and then we get into playoff football. We're going to give the Crab Crush already with 4 minutes left.
There's been some good ones out there, Vance.
Oh, boy. You're going to hex us. We're going to get hexed with 4:14 left, giving the Crab Crush. Crab Crush could come with 30 seconds left to cause a fumble and have a guy return it for a touchdown to win the game. That could be a Crab Crush. 2nd and 8. Kessler has Grimes come, then has Grimes go. They go Johnson. Johnson has room. Johnson has a lot of room. Picks up a big first down. Still on his feet. They're going to try to strip the football. They can't. He's down at the 10. Huge play for the Golden Hawks. Huge.
Well, Sean Johnson holding his left leg as he gets out. He's fine, but see there on the AV Plus. Oh, he's putting his shoe back on. That's what he was doing. AV Plus instant replay shows Sean Johnson just unstoppable right now in this fourth quarter. As it took Centennial 4 quarters, but it looks like they finally found their rhythm here with 4 minutes left to go here in the final quarter of regulation.
Kessler takes a look. Grimes even going further out to the right. They stay on the ground. No surprise there. Johnson looking for the end zone. Oh, a big hit, but there's a flag on the play. Big contact between Johnson and Ajayi.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold against Centennial, so it's going to push them back 10 more yards.
So a little break in their momentum. I don't know if we see it on our Audiovisual Plus replay. Look to the left of your screen there.
Oh, you see big 74, yep.
Oh, boy. So that's going to get Elmore in a little bit of trouble there for a minute.
Yeah, Elmore was holding on to Preston Johnson, the big defensive end. 6'1", 215-pound defensive end. Elmore, 6'6", 304.
Well, his teammate, Michael Martins, grabbed him by the face mask real quick and tapped his helmet to helmet, and said, hey, big fella, been doing a great job tonight. Don't sweat it.
And that's a big fella. It's an understatement right there. 6'6", 304. My goodness. I wonder if he's the center on Kessler's basketball team.
First down, 18. They go to Johnson. Johnson cuts back against the grain and gets one up to about the 11-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 11.
Well, they're going to try to chew up some clock here. They're going to go back to the air. It's you see Johnson going up the middle, and then nice little hurdle there at the end of the play by Davis.
But again, as long as Liberty's in this cover 2 type defense, there's going to be room to run. It's just a matter, can you find the space in the air, as they say, to get the run off. But with the clock clamped down, 2:45, I doubt we'll see any really daring type of pass. If it is, it'll be a short pass, some kind of control pass.
2:38 left in the fourth quarter. Kessler looks past and gives to Johnson. Johnson with a ton of room. He's going to have to do the rest on his own. And it'll end up being a 3rd and 5. They can get inside it and get a first down.
Well, the delay play here by Kessler, you see a great job of delaying.
Yep.
Gives really plenty of time for the hole to open up, and Sean Johnson just takes it up to the 6-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 5 here. They can get a first down if they reach the 1-yard line, but it's like Liberty's taking a timeout, and that could be big, Vance. Liberty's taking a timeout now.
Coaching staff having a quick discussion over there, all of them together. They want to have a coaching staff and talk about some things here, and I think they may make some changes up there as they look towards a new player. Tyler Raper now getting called over.
And it's time now for our Crab Crush of the night.
The Crab Crush Hit of the Week. Brought to you by 106.1 Crab Radio.
Who is tonight's Crab Crush? Look at Cody Kessler handing off to that Tyler Thornton, and then two Liberty guys rather hit each other, and apparently that is the Crab Crush of the night.
Brian Adams and I could not be in bigger disagreement, but well, I guess we just Brian can't catch his breath. He's laughing. I'm in disbelief.
Can we at least see another replay of that Crab Crush?
I'm in disbelief. Now this could be.
This is a Crab Crush. This is the real one. That's the Crab Crush.
Okay, so you were just throwing us a okay, good one.
Man.
We were throwing an April Fool's joke in November.
Yeah, good one. Never
fun.
would I expect two players running into each other on the same team, a crab crush. Here's another possible crab crush right here.
So phone in, fans. Call us.
That's the crab crush right there.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 5. 2:07 left in this fourth quarter. Kessler from the shotgun will go to the air, possibly. Kessler flies out of the pocket and thrown down. He's sacked.
What a huge play by number 66, Brian Wilmert, as he took his man all the way back and fell into Kessler. Look at Wilmert. Look at the penetration there. And they fall on the back of Kessler's leg, and that's scary. And now, what do you do here if you're Centennial? Do you trust your kicker with 1:42 left? I say you do. It's Christian Williams. Just because he missed that extra point, he's still got a heck of a leg. Last time I checked the stats, he only had 1 field goal on the year, but go ahead, Brian.
Well, according to you, he's still got vision of the crossbar moving and stuff. I don't want that.
Oh, this is big. This is big, but you know what? Liberty only has 1 timeout left. And if they do kick a field goal, then they need to get the touchdown. If they don't kick a field goal.
All right, here's another possibility for the crab crush, but I don't know. Maybe it's better to have two players in the same team running into each other on a nondescript play that means nothing. I don't know.
And we can have viewers call in over the week and decide which.
That's a crab feast. That's a crab feast. 7 crushes right there.
That's the all-you-can-eat crab crush. Huh?
That's the hometown buffet crab crush.
Red Lobster.
We're going to give you 7 options. You call it in.
And we'll let you know next week.
All right, here we go.
This is big. This could be the difference between a field goal game and a touchdown game right here.
Christian Williams.
And the way this game's been going, you can see a bad snap of anything.
Well, let's not forget, the Golden Hawks do lead by 2. They have a 2-point lead. This is not for them to go ahead as much as it is to at least make it to a 5-point game. The kick is up, and it is good. So it remains reachable for Liberty with just a touchdown. So if they get to the end zone, they're going to be up 1. But boy, that's going to be a tough order against a very, very good Centennial defense. 1:12 left here in this fourth quarter. There's a lot's going to have to go on here to make it happen.
Well, guys, too, the other thing is you got to think about when you talk about what they're doing right here, you see the field goal float through, is that they have not really been able to pick up any big yardage in the passing game, throwing the ball downfield. So maybe Coach Nixon was thinking about let the clock run down, get as close to 1 minute as possible, put the pressure on them and have to actually throw the ball, which they have not shown all year to really be able to do downfield. That's in our advantage.
Matt?
Well, like you said, Liberty has to get into the end zone here. And they've had some good returns tonight on their kickoff return unit. But Centennial's defense, I don't know. This is going to be a dandy last 72 seconds of this baby.
Well, Mr. Mack, the public address announcer, has them all up on their feet, and I would think they're going to stay on their feet for the last minute and 12 seconds. Now, good field position, it helps. But really, they have to get to the end zone. So it's not really a matter of getting them in field goal position. So now we see Hank Cordova going back to the 10-yard line. He switches and sends the sophomore, Corbin Jonte. Corbin's not a sophomore, is he?
Yeah, Corbin is a sophomore.
So they send the sophomore right into the middle of the football field. And so Cordova and Kenny Davis back deep. Here comes the kick. What type will it be? They're going to give him a chance to do it. It's going to be Kenny Davis. Takes it at the 15-yard line. Let's see what happens. Looking for at least a good run back here. Davis looks to get outside and takes a big hit and knocked out of bounds by Thornton. Man, Thornton can hit. He has had some big hits. Well, we can't give you the crab crush on that hit because we've already had 11 crab crushes. But watch this one right here. Here's a big pop. Pow!
Well, on the other side of things, Vance, there was a little bit of confusion back there with the return men, and that didn't allow Davis to have a lead blocker in Cordoba, which, that a lead blocker could possibly be the difference between a huge return and just a return to the 36-yard line like we have here. But minute 5 left. They got to go 65 yards, Vance.
Starting to get just a little bit chilly, a little bit nippy. Not bad. 65 seconds. Renz is going to have to go to the air on 1st and 10. Fires one out. And they say he went down on his knee.
Ground.
So it was caught by Kinder, but he was down on his knee. So now they go right back to a no huddle, obviously. Time continuing to click here. Renz kicks one out to Moyer. Moyer looks to get upfield. Moyer has a lot of room. Moyer needs to make a move. Moyer's still on his feet. Moyer gets brought down to the 26-yard line. So what a nice play, and they put it in the hands of the man that can do the damage, Brian Moyer.
They got to spike the ball
he's
here.
He's the guy who can do it, and they definitely got the ball who they wanted to. Let's see what they can do now.
One play has everybody on their feet. I don't know if they'll spike it. Will they? Oh, they do. So a lot of time goes off the clock, 40 seconds on a 1st and 10.
Wow. You see Moyer. Look, he gets around Jared. Oh, he gets a great block right there. Great block by Kenny Davis. And Moyer does the rest from there, and they are, oh boy, Vance.
1st and 10. They trail by 5. Renz in the shotgun, has a triple set way out to his left. Moyer right behind him. There's the shotgun snap. He's got great protection. Renz, a ton of time, a lot of time. Throws it out to the right side, and it's incomplete.
Smart play.
Sure.
Smart play by Renz to get it out of bounds. He doesn't want a repeat of what happened at the end of the second half where they ran out of time. And just imagine if they had had a chance to kick that field goal at the end of the second quarter, how huge that could be right now, Vance. But you see Renz rolling out to the right side on the AV Plus Instant Replay, just chucking it out of bounds. Plenty of time to regroup, get his guys back in the huddle, and call the right play.
Everybody on their feet, both stands. Packed, filled, and everybody on their feet. 3rd and 10, 34 seconds. They need to get a first down or get to the end zone in 2 plays. Renz. They go on the ground to Moyer. Moyer chews up some yards. Moyer gets to the 14-yard line. They're going to say fumble.
He got the first down, though, Vance. He got the first down. So that's going to stop the clock again.
Liberty has 1 timeout.
They're going to spike the ball here, Vance. They're going to save their timeout for
Well,
when
if
they
you look out to the
absolutely
left
need it.
side, a triple set, there's only 2 guys out there on 3 guys. Oh, boy, so they spike it. 3 receivers out to the left side, only 2 defenders on them. So interesting goings on right now. And here's Moyer again, just doing the damage. What a night he's had. We don't keep stats up here, but sure like to know what he's done.
Oh, he's got to have at least 200.
Close, very close to 2. All right, 2nd and 10. Liberty has a first down. I mean, they have a second down, but they do have a timeout. Centennial has 2 timeouts for whatever that's worth. They trail by 5, Liberty. And the ball is on the 15-yard line. Again, Renz in the shotgun, 26 seconds. He drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket. Renz floats one across the middle, almost picked off. I mean, woo! Everybody's collective hearts on the Liberty side just stopped beating for a second.
And that was a dangerous pass there by Renz. He was looking for Huff, his receiver, but boy, he threw it, looked like in and out of the hands of the DB there with 22 seconds left. And they've got 2 more shots here. AV Plus Instant Replay. You see Renz. He sees his receiver the whole time, then he throws it, and oh boy.
Now remember, he's rolling to his right, trying to throw back across to the left. So
3rd and 10,
tough
22
throw.
seconds. Moyer stands by Renz. Renz goes to his left now, looks, tosses one in the end zone. He throws it up, and it's going to be overthrown over the outstretched hands of Ross Huff, but it stays out of trouble. Nobody picked it off. 4th and 10, 17 seconds. Centennial defense having to dig in here on a big 4th and 10.
Yeah, big 4th and 10. You said it, and that pass just over the heads of everybody. Ross Huff was the intended receiver. Now Centennial, or check that now, Liberty. Well, it looked like I thought they were going to call their timeout here. But
Well, I don't think they'll call it now, but they need to hurry and get the play in quickly. They don't want to burn this timeout. If they get the first down, they're going to need it.
Brian Adams standing at the 45-yard line.
Adams is on the field. Our captain's on the field. Don't get Bright House the penalty, Cap. All right, here it is, 4th and 10. Undefeated season for Centennial on the line. If the Liberty Patriots can get in or not. They go for the hard count. Nobody jumps. Everybody's patient. Everybody's disciplined, and they call the timeout.
Well, the reason why they called the timeout now is because if you get that first down, Vance, the clock's going to stop anyway, and you'll have plenty of time to spike it, and they're at the 15-yard line, so they're going to get it at the 5-yard line. There's not really a whole host of plays you can draw up in that situation. So the clock would have stopped and they would have gotten the ball spiked, but oh boy. What a game.
Well. 19-14, the Golden Hawks. They'll take them any way they can get them. They're used to getting them with 45, 47, 48 points on Friday nights, but that's not the case tonight. Liberty has just done a masterful job of keeping that football in their hands for a long time. I think it'll go down as a game that everyone will remark about how the opportunities they've had, but be that as it may, Centennial leads by 5. I think a lot of this game will be written about and talked about how close Liberty kept this football game, but hey, it is what it is. Centennial still has the lead right now, 17 seconds. And now everybody's up. I took the headphones off for a minute to hear the natural sound, and this crowd's going crazy. Here we go.
I don't know if they have a play, but they could wheel Moyer out in that, like a wheel, and have a post. No telling what could happen.
4th and 10. Renz flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble. He knows he's got to stay on his feet. He's got to make something happen. Renz rolls back to the right side. Does he have a receiver?
He's got 2
Renz
people open.
has a man in the end zone. Touchdown!
Oh my goodness! Can you believe it?
Take it. Guys, I talked about all night long, you have to have containment. Without containment, he's able to set up and throw the ball back across the field. This is what's been happening. It's been the storyline all night long for both teams. Just losing containment, letting the quarterbacks make big plays. And none bigger than that just now we've seen.
Well, Captain, they're going to go for 2 here. Smart play. 1 means nothing. 2 means everything.
And guys, you got to give linemen for Liberty great credit, because a lot of times when
they'll pass the line of scrimmage.
They pass line of scrimmage. They stayed disciplined and they gave their quarterback a chance. And again, that lack of discipline to keep that containment. And Renz makes the biggest play of his high school career.
Well, Brian, the first thing I look for naturally as play-by-play guy is I'm looking for a flag to see if that was the call, because we could see there was no holding, there was no interference. The only other thing it could have been was a lineman downfield, and it didn't happen. So here's a look at it, the audio visual plus instant replay. Moyer puts it up there, it wobbles for just a second, and boom, it's caught. 2 men absolutely wide open, and we forgot to mention who caught the touchdown pass.
Who better?
Carson Moyer. After all this, Carson Moyer catches the touchdown pass. So what a play. And now there's a penalty flag, and that's going to be delay of game on the Patriots. So, oh, goodness gracious. If you are just getting to your television, for some reason you're just getting home late or you're just getting in front of your screen, this has been a doozy from the very first play from the line of scrimmage till right now. It's been a remarkable football game, and Centennial hasn't lost yet, and they have been at the top of the heat for a long, long time, since August, but we may see it fall tonight. Unbelievable. They're going to go for 2 here. Renz takes a look, and he fires one out, incomplete, but that does nothing to kill the crowd buzz here.
So now you'd have, if this holds up, you'll have 3 teams with 1 loss in this league, correct?
I believe BHS is handling Stockdale.
BHS beat Stockdale tonight. So yes, 3 teams with 1 loss.
And who's Liberty have next week?
Next week, Liberty goes to Frontier. Or check that, next week Liberty goes to Bakersfield. So that could potentially be, if Liberty wins that, they'll be the champions of this league.
They would be.
Unbelievable game, Vance. And that reminds me of a game against when Utah, I don't remember who they played, but Utah ran the exact same play where the quarterback had ran to one side of the field and at the very last play of the game, chucked it all the way back to the other side of the field, had a wide open man because the entire defense had swarmed over. As we look at the touchdown play one more time again, your audio visual plus instant replay here, 4 seconds left to go.
Matt, Brian can tell you that 3 words that I've used for many, many years on television are this: you never know.
You never know.
Didn't I send somebody an email yesterday?
You did send somebody an email yesterday, and that somebody was me, Vance, because to be honest, I didn't think this game was going to turn out like that, but you see the elusiveness of Cody Renz, and then he sees on the other side of the field, we saw him, Vance, we saw Carson Moyer and another guy wide open.
Boom.
Oh my goodness.
Man, I'm to let you know, so you know in the future. When the big dog picks, I go with the big dog. I'm not going to go on your side, man.
All I said was, you never know. Well, I'll say it again. With 4 seconds left, you never know.
Got to squib this.
All right, Matt, you're the kicker here. What do?
You squib it. You squib it. You get a high bounce about 30 yards at about the 35-yard line.
Here it comes. They go deep.
Oh, never mind. I forgot they have a kicker who can kick it in the end zone.
And so with 4 seconds left, Cody Kessler will come out on the football field and see if we can make some kind of magic happen. I don't know. They've been winning games by such big margins and putting up big scores. I don't know. Do they practice the old 15,000 time pitchback play?
You know, I don't agree with kicking the ball in the end zone because that gives Cody Kessler a chance. When you squib the ball, you don't give Cody Kessler a chance, Brian.
I'm going to tell you this. Stranger things have happened.
Sure.
But if somebody gets behind these defensive backs in 4 seconds and scores, I would not want to be those guys in the film session.
Absolutely not.
Because if push comes to shove, I will push and shove and take my 15 yards. They can try it again.
All right, here we go.
0 on the clock.
You've got Renz deep. You've got plenty of players deep here for Liberty.
Kessler launches one up, lets it go, and it is incomplete. That's it. Well, let's go down to our captain. First of all, Brian Adams, your thoughts on this really important game.
We said it was brewing for an upset. All things were going their way. The missed extra point off the goal post. And it seems like, Vance, that's what happened. They were able to take advantage of it and do something they haven't done, and that's move the ball in the air. And they got a great play with Moyer, and just give the Liberty Patriots a great job of never giving up. Never say never.
Captain, have a great weekend. Matt?
This is unbelievable, Vance. I mean, the atmosphere tonight, the stick-to-itiveness by the Liberty players after being given so many opportunities, and now that sets up a possible league championship for Liberty if they can go into Bakersfield. If they could go into Griffith Field and beat BHS next week, Liberty will be your SWIL champions. Can you believe that?
Uh-oh. Did Matt just call next week's game? I don't know. On behalf of our director, Bernard Johnson, his entire crew out here, cameramen everywhere on scissor lifts, down on the grass, all over the place. Tony with the fan cam. I'm Vance Palm. We want to thank you for being a part of this tonight. Centennial loses their first game. The Patriots pull off a big win in Freedom Bowl 2010. Have a great weekend. Good night. God bless.
Get in the game. The Friday Night Blitz is on. Friday Football Extra.
And it's a complete football package on Sunday night after the NFL. FFX Sunday Night Edition. All the scores, all the highlights, all the stories from the gridiron.
Coverage of your favorite school, plus the FFX Game of the Week. Friday Football Extra.
FFX, the Sunday Night Edition, only on 17 News after Sunday Night Football.
Local football action. Get in the game.
Bakersfield's only sports station that's all sports, all day, every day. Fox Sports Radio 970. With Dan Patrick in the morning and Jim Rome 9 to noon. Home for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and NASCAR. And now the home for the Bakersfield Condors. No swap shop, no tradio, no cheap coupons. Sports. It's all we do. Fox Sports Radio 970.
Got a job to do? Premier Equipment Rentals is your answer. Residential or industrial, we've got exactly what you need to get the job done. Whether it's a drill, trencher, bobcat, backhoe, or excavator, you can always count on Premier Equipment Rentals. And with our new extended hours, we're available when you need us. Check us out at 3217 Patton Way and 5001 Stein Road, or give us a call to find out more. Don't forget to ask about our weekend specials. Make your next project a breeze with Premier Equipment Rental.
Football season's here and I've been waiting all year. Head high, no looking back, no fear, here we go.